she dancing with no slow songs. In the midnight, let me go up. And I'm looking at you, I'm so up. I'm in this side to lay low. I know that I'm a foreign star. If you might type, I'll make you mine. If they ain't showing no love, I don't let it get to my mind. And I be getting to it with my craft divine, I claim what's mine. And I can play all of those games, had to protect my time. I know that I'm a foreign star. She bring it to the table. And if I get everything face, my face, cash, my track. Don't choose now, they don't know themselves, but they be holding the real ones. And they see reflections, can't be in the past tense, better than the left. And if you wanna be around me, I'll keep my heart pure. No, I'm not necessary. The difference is you was talking on my name, baby. The difference now, you do it for family. They can say I switched up now, but was never about chasing. So much to lose now, don't know themselves, that's why they be hating. Real one, got a little reflections, happy in the past tense, gotta let it not sing. And if you wanna be around me, no, I keep my heart pure. No, I'm not necessary, anything me. I know that's all. Did this with dedication and integrity. You can't dim my lens to see a soul. And it's not what you added, but what you letting go, though. Getting hard without a follow-up mention. Do this shit for what you want. You do it for fun. Can say I switched up now, but was never a cloud chasing. So much to lose now, don't know themselves, that's why they be hating. Real one, gotta learn reflections. Happy in the past tense, gotta learn your lesson. And if you wanna be around me, no, I keep my heart pure. No, I'm not necessary. And I keep it going for the team. You can try to talk on me, but I know it's best for me. And some of them try to hate on the team. When you coming with a plan and a purpose, gotta see it through. But I know it's not cool. So much to lose, don't know themselves, that's why they be hating. Can say I switched up now, but I was never a cloud chaser. Chat. Leo, ascendant Libra. Very nice. 803, salute. What's up? Reasons. 816, what's up? Matthew. But from my heart, appreciate you guys. Gotta have that resonance without all the toxicity. Star sound with 829. Way to get situated in here, chat. Personal readings, we chillin'. We're gonna do some personal readings, we're gonna do some collectives in the full moon on Saturday. Tap in, you guys wanna be in here. For real, 110% you wanna be in here. It's gonna be an extremely important live. Don't miss it. I don't know if it's late where you're at, but just stay tuned. You're not lying. I did that last event for my pain. Yeah, I was hitting because I let it talk, so I let it all come through. Really, it's mine, so I'm not scared to go to work. So you still popping on them vibes. So you have calisthenics in the stars. I'll get down real nice. So run up through them spots. No nigga, but that's past tense. I've been tapping all them cars, but there's no need to praise that shit. Since I got my wings back, I know they can't look down on me. What they gotta say, I'm next, so stay up in your lane. They only do it for the fame. And some be lame, I'm not racing, but I'm send it out. All the friends, all the real ones, make sure they tap into this live right now. YouTube, Rumble, appreciate you guys tapping in. And know it comes from within, G. Gotta move swift, gotta move steady, man, that's on me. Just up off the flight, told baby you can wait in the lobby. As a kid, this a new denim, angels, I'm not. If you weren't so stuck up, bro, there's no peace. Big twins, I'm arguing over a bitch. A Sunday council, bro. Crew the team, fuck with me, I'm up in your dreams. At times don't mean no harm, just want you see it in the day. Yeah, I've heard of them. I know they can't look down on me. I've heard of them for sure. Stay up in your lane. They only do it for the fun. Some be lame. I'm not racing, but I'm in first place. We brought the new deck out, chat. Where was you when I was want me to follow up a fast on the phone? Full moon, whoa. Trying to be around now. Where was you when 48-hour fast on the phone with high vibrations on? Real shit. Full moon is here. Shit, we ain't playing. I can feel the energy already. We ain't playing. We early. We had to come on this reading early. We had to deliver the energy early. But listen, I'm feeling it. Y'all gonna feel it even more. Listen, all the fixed signs and the Leos. One thing I'm gonna say, YouTube, Rumble, shout out to all y'all. One thing I gotta say before we even get into it. Full moon is in your sign this Saturday. Leo, sun, moon, rising. It's extremely important, all right? Before we get into anything in terms of the cards, personal readings, 50 and above, PayPal, Sawaka Records. Put your name in here and I'll write it down and I'll reach out to you afterwards. For personals, chat. For personals. Wait a second. Perfect. So, well, one on my Leo rising is on your head, so it's going to be first house. If you don't know what house system you have Leo in, make sure you know what house system you have Leo in. You need a natal chart reading, you need a breakdown, then let me know. We're going to give you a breakdown. Miss Celeste, okay, we got a couple requests. What's the request looking like? All right, let's tap you in. We got some requests, chat. Before we get into the cards, let's see what the chat's looking like. What's up? What y'all saying? Y'all in the chat or what? Nah, she ain't here, bro. Oh, wait. What's up? How you doing? Let me know if you can hear me. Shit, chat. I'm sorry. We can't take that long. I'm sorry. You gotta be ready, chat. What? Send another request soon. Magamoon. What's up, Evan? Appreciate you guys. Personal chart breakdown start at 50 and above. You guys want a personal breakdown? Let me know. Make sure to write you down on paper. You'll be reached out towards afterwards. We gonna pin Jay. What's up? Let me know if you can hear me, Jay. If you can hear me. Maybe it's my audio. Nah, bro. I don't think so. I'm sorry. I'm a nice guy. I'll bring you guys up. But y'all gotta be ready, chat. Y'all gotta be ready. Miss! Y'all gotta be ready. That's all. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all. I will definitely check it out, Matt. I appreciate the recommendation. Let me Delton 3030. I'm actually gonna screenshot that. Appreciate you. I have that noted. Thanks for the recommendation, bro. Alright, we cool. We caught up. Personal breakdowns chat, 50 and above. PayPal, link in bio. Make sure y'all go over. The email is open. If you guys do send personal readings, we'll break it down on the live. So any personal readings get broken down on the live, you guys head over to Beacons. Well, you just go on the actual Leo, like this page, go to the link in bio and you'll see the donation. Send 50 for your reading and we'll get into it. The email is open. We will see any request that comes through, chat. For anyone that's here at the end of the reading. Birthdays that we do see here that remain at the end of the readings, we will break down some numerology. We'll give you guys a numerology breakdown, some energetic signatures surrounding your birthday. Besides that, that's it, chat. It's the best we can do. Our time and energy is also extremely important. So we're going to get into a little bit of a business and career reading for you guys on my Leo Collective. We're not going to be just looking at business and career. We're going to be looking at a little bit of love and relations. Remember that these are holistic life readings. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. They're also collective. So like I said, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Holistic life readings can pinpoint not just business and career, but also love and relationships. MDH said, bro, you barely have 2 questions to answer them. No, nigga. Who are you? You're on my live. Get off. What's wrong with you? I'm talking about, bruh. Don't do that. Don't do that. Your first time in my live. You had never been here before. I don't need to answer your questions. Donate. Simple. This isn't a charity, brother. As I said, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is a collective reading. Alright, let's see what we got. Y'all over here telling the readers what to do as if y'all is providing information. No, that's not how it works, chat. Correct. Mutual exchange. So you're not gonna get a reading for free, brother. It's that simple. If that is hard to understand, then you just keep on pushing, bro. Like you can tap it with another reader. I don't know what you think this is. I'm running a business. Exactly. Can you respect the business? Matthew, anyone on here not understand? What? You know what I mean? Simple as that. Do this for a living. This is not for fun. I provide information I can provide for y'all, which I said I'll do at the end. But y'all, you don't tell me what to do and when to read it. It's not how it works. Appreciate you, Matt. You want a question answer, do your own research. You know what I'm saying? That's cool, but you don't tell a reader what to do, brother. I can see your comments. Don't think I don't. I choose to answer what I choose to read. So I'm going to pull some cards for the Leo Collective. You know what I'm trying to say, Matt? Thank you. It's not just about nothing. Ace of Wands, 5 of Cups. We have some similar energies, though. We just did the Sag reading. We got some similar energies. And we're also live on YouTube and Rumble, so y'all make sure to tap in over there. When you're watching on IG, you're watching exactly, so you gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You can't be asking questions and things like that and expecting your answers to get replied to. It's not how things really work. It's not how business gets conducted, you know what I'm saying? And I respect y'all. I can tell by your name you from India. That's why it's like, you didn't even have to say that. I would have done it for you if you didn't come at me like that, because I've said it multiple times. If you were on this live, not just this one, but if you were on my live before, you would know I fuck with y'all from India, and I understand the dollar difference. I've spoken on it before. If you were here before, you would know that I'm actually very open to people in other countries where the dollar isn't the same. I'm extremely respectable to that, because I work with artists who are not from the US and Canada. So I understand how it is. The dollar is not the same, and I understand how it is. And this page has a lot of people from overseas, East and West. Be kind, be respectful, you get more, right? You don't come here and tell me that's not how it works. If you was here, you would know. If you was here, you would know how I am. I'm a type of guy that over-deliver for sure. I appreciate you, brother. Matt, see, this is just what we doing. I'm seeing some similar energies, which is crazy from the Sag reading. Y'all both fire signs and stuff like that, but I'm trying to shake it up a little bit. So give me some time with this shuffle. I've been shuffling, and I'm seeing similar energies. So, which makes sense. You guys are trying. You guys are fellow fire sign. Let's shake it up a little bit and see what the hell what you can expect. All right. Then you said you had a rising Libra. Libra's be getting on my nerves. I think someone had Libra energy in their chart, which is cool. Drop skeezy. I rock with the name. Nah, I rock with the name. Leo, August Leo W chat. Like we see your energy right here. Strength. It's a good time to stop. All right. So we're gonna do a split right here and see the energies coming through. Strength card at the bottom. We're gonna get into some personal things right when this is done. This shouldn't take too long. After we do the collective spread, we'll get into some personal requests, some birthdays, and we can do some numerology breakdowns. If you guys want full astrological breakdowns, that will cost you 100%. This is looking good though. I like this because we've made a shift in energy. It's diversified here. If y'all can see the spread, y'all would understand. For those who can see the spread on YouTube and Rumble, this is diversified from what we've seen from Sagittarius, which I like. 1208 midday. Last year was tough, gang. Mundo, depending on the year you were, it was the year of the snake, brother. So at the end of the day, for y'all, year of the snake, Chinese astrology and things like that, year of the snake is obviously a year of transformation. It's a year of fight. It's a year that is going to go through certain experiences and things like that. It's similar to a little bit of Scorpio energy, a lot of rebirth, a lot of death and things like that, a lot of learning, higher wisdom. You got to find the meaning and reasoning in certain things. Like snake, year of the snake gonna do that to you for sure. That's collectively we experienced. Now it wasn't a good. It was like I'm not gonna say it's a, like, if you're a certain sign, you're gonna experience it good. But Yella, appreciate you. But necessarily it don't really be like that. Like a lot of times going through transformations and uncomfortable situations isn't something that we sit too comfortably with. It's always uncomfortable for all of us, you know what I mean? So naturally it's an uncomfortable year for the collective for sure. And then 2, 5, it was a 9 year, so the 9-year numerology is not really the best for us. But this year should be better. 2026 should be better. Sorry if my words felt wrong. Didn't mean to. I appreciate you, bro, from the bottom of my heart. I'm just bottom of my heart. Still going till February. Yo, my brother, I know. Oh my goodness. My brother, I know, man. I'm bleeding. I'm counting the days. I'm looking at it like, oh, we're getting there, 100%. First card we got coming out, chat. King of Pentacles. I'm saying this is in the past. This green energy is interesting. There's a lot of earth energy coming through here, Leo. There's a lot of earth energy coming through here. And, like, Pentacles is screaming heavy through this reading. Something is fucking up or fucking with your foundation in some way, shape, or form. What is it? Like, you've went from this position here, the King of Pentacles, understanding where you're at, understanding what can develop a strong foundation, and you're like, all right, cool. You move forward with that. In your current energy, the Six of Pentacles, you're trying to cultivate a level of balance. All right, what can we do to balance that up? You understand the position and things like that. We understand how to move forward, but how can we create that balance? You know what I mean? We need the give and the take, because there's people who've been taken when you've been given, and it's not mutual. That balance is like you're really focused on the rigidity of that. If it's not mutual, I don't want to participate in it. People are coming to you based upon your the foundation to give you some open hands and things like that. Like, yo, let me catch some of those coins. Yo, what? But it's real shit. Shout out to Solar. Y'all go follow Solar Map, 100%, brother. The Pentacles is like your foundation also are other people's foundation. Like Six of Pentacles is the sixth energy is very people get stability from your stability that you provide, whatever that is in some way, shape, or form. Okay, could even be in your ways of thinking and practical thinking. Like not even about resources, maybe finances and a job. Maybe like you could have given someone a job based upon the position you were in at that job, right? This is how this energy kind of. It's like you are able to do the favor for someone else. But wait, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I think this is like understanding that you want others to win as well. I think this position was a position in the past, or like that you've been involved in for a long time. Okay, while you're in this position of the king, to make the decision and to be able to bring someone in or bring someone out, to be like, you know what, I could help this person here. I've been stable. Let me lend a hand. Let me lend a coin. Let me lend some thoughts. Let me lend some form of communication so that they have a better sense of understanding, right? Those were extremely important within your environment. The Eight of Wands. Hidden influences is interesting because the Eight of Wands in this position is something happening quick, action towards your foundation. This could be even something coming in for you. Like I think this, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Share as a reel, done. No way, that's crazy. Full moon reading. Ugh, chat, the energy is strong, I'm telling you. Ugh, the energy is strong, chat. Energy is strong. See, YouTube and Rumble, this is why y'all can be cool. Gonna keep pushing through, but YouTube on IG had crashed. So to keep this shit moving, there's something coming in for those who are on YouTube and Rumble that didn't experience the crash that just happened. Those on the other platforms who didn't just experience the IG crash that just happened. Appreciate you guys. We have a request coming in. Yeah, no worries. Got a crash over here on IG. Let's see what's up, Miss Celeste. I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Oh, never mind. Miss Ella's Dream. Okay. Shout out to Rumble fam and YouTube. We're live on there. So Instagram wants to crash on us and all kinds of things. Yeah. Platform may only do so much. I have the request coming through, but maybe not. Hi from Melbourne, Australia. Nice to meet you. Anyways, we're gonna continue breaking down the energies that we're seeing here. That way we can re-upload the full reading chat. So we spoke for IG, people who are just joining late on Instagram, okay? Started with the King of Pentacles, the position within your career, okay? These are holistic life readings, collective, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But this position, and in some way, shape, or form within your career, develop some sort of stability for yourself. You were able to move forward and actually give a hand, give a helping hand. People, places, and things that you wanted to give grant support to, right? This is you saying, you know what? I see that I have a foundation. Let me help another, right? Which is cool. Nice to meet you. I appreciate you. And you see, the hidden influence is interesting because we have the Eight of Wands. Foundation. Okay? Chakra energy. Action-oriented energy. Fire. The hidden influence is interesting because you want to do something quick. There's something that you want to come in quickly here. It's moving fast, or something that needs to be moved, that needs to get done quick. As we continue moving through this reading, we're going to see what this quickness is and what you're moving towards. There's a cycle of action that's either caused the foundation for you to even be able to give and receive than anything else, okay? I think, Pete, there's like a missing thing. Like, because I'm doing this reading right now, chat, but there's something, appreciate you, MD, but there's something here that's not connecting right now. But what I'm seeing is the Eight of Wands. This is what I just caught it. Like, I'm saying that because I just caught it. The Eight of Wands is your action. Action that you do, and what actions that led to this solid foundation to allow you to be able to give and take, right? To like an opportunity to someone else to be like, you know what, I'm in this position, let me do this for you. But hidden influence that got you there was a set of actions that took a long time to get you there. It took patience. Like, this is not something that happened quickly for you. You know what I mean? Like, you spent time within your environment and within your local, like where you live and things like that. Get the work done. You know what I mean? Doing the commute every day and things like that. This is doing the foundation work, the boring work that people don't see. But when you reap the reward, they're trying to reap the rewards as well. But like you right now, it's like something's not sitting the best with you in terms of that. Rewards people reap from you based upon the work they didn't put in, right? You see, Leo, this full moon is approaching on Saturday, and there may be an energetic cord you have to cut, okay? That the full moon deals with release, shedding, letting go. For those who are Leo risings, it's directly on your identity, okay? Your first house, who you are shedding an old form of identity and an old form of how people appear to see you, how you are and how you show up to other people. For the Leo suns, this is likely dealing with your career, okay? Career and how you show up towards your work and the things that you want to uphold in your life. People don't understand that for the Leo suns, you've cultivated this career based upon a level of action that actually took some time. But the time it took for you to get through the action is what cultivated the resources. You know what I mean? That's an interesting thing. Page, we have the page. The page is coming through right here. The page is coming through. We're on to just an opinion. Stay away from Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. Page of Swords in the middle. Okay. This is funny because this is obstacles to overcome, and this is air energy. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is air, and the air energy is the only thing that's in the middle, which is obstacles to overcome. This is the challenging thing, the air energy. So it's funny that Rohan mentions that in the chat, and it's a current the air energy is the current obstacle for you guys. So remember that there's no such thing as a coincidence. It's all synchronicity and correspondence. And the Page of Swords, that obstacle to overcome, deals with people coming in, right? The page is a younger figure. Someone coming in to try to give you an idea or some sort of communication. Libra, Aquarius, where, you know, Sun, Moon, Rising, etc. But this could be one of them coming into your foundation or your workplace or your situation, and they're like ideas or putting ideas in your head or recommending something like that. You know what I mean? It's an obstacle to overcome because it's like People are coming towards you with some information or some communication and you don't like it. It's making you express yourself in ways that's not the best. Like, ways you notice from them is not the nicest. You're not being as receptacle to that information as you would. However they're approaching you with some sort of information and communication, it's not really in your favor. It's not sitting that nicest with you in some way, shape, or form. Maybe the CEO of Toxic. You know, it's be funny. You try to talk about Scorpio. But yeah, and then we have the Magician, others' perspectives. So they know the power that you have. This is crazy. YouTube, Rumble, IG. They know the power that you have, Leo, because you have the ability to be like, okay, should I make them? Should I allow them to be involved, or should I not? The Magician is a very interesting energy because there's something within you that people know you have. You don't joke, like, you know what I mean? Something's within you that others know that you have, okay? It's a superpower and a gift that others feel from you. You may not even feel this gift sometimes. You don't know, you may not even realize why they're doing it for this gift specifically. You're like, why is it even important to them? But you don't realize, spiritually speaking, esoterically speaking, there's spirits that can be depleted in some way, shape, or form. And when spirits are depleted, like, it's either need to be fulfilled in some way, shape, or form, or they either depleted. So it's like, when spirits are depleted, they're going to do what's required to allow their spirit to feel fulfilled. And that may even be putting themselves in a space to even get used and things like that until they realize not just about being used, they ain't got no value. So that's why people can end up being used as well. So you got to be very mindful of certain energies that you provide, that you have, you embody. Because if they weren't trying to use you, then it would show you what you wouldn't. There's clearly something that you have to offer to them, and something that they lack within. And when you know people are using your energy for the sake of their own fulfillment, then you need to separate yourself. That's where you can say, listen, that's not what I need to be involved in. I don't need to be connected in that space. I don't need to be connected with those energies. The seven of Pentacles and Four of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. So, to you, you're like, bro, why? Gemini, yeah, I know. Trump Gemini, yeah, I'm sure. If y'all didn't know, Trump is a Gemini. They gonna do what they need to do. You know, and has their gifts and curses for sure. If you look at them as toxic, they probably look at y'all as toxic. It's just that's how it is. They'll make up something in their head as well why they don't like Leo. Or why it's just everyone has their own mind to do that. The Seven of Pentacles is an interesting period because it's a period of patience. You're not in your mind. You're thinking, why would anyone want to use me in nefarious ways? Well, you don't realize that people aren't aware where they lack. That's number one. Okay, so people aren't aware of where they're depleted and where they need fulfillment at, so they'll do anything to get any sort of fulfillment. That's just because of lack of self-awareness and due to distractions of the world. Okay, for the most part, that's how it'll play out, more negative. But if you don't have the right people around you, I would choose not to be around certain individuals, because choosing to be around certain individuals will slow you down and deplete you on a percentage level than being alone would and figuring out yourself. The time that it takes to spend time around people that are slowing you down for you to realize and attract the right people in your life. If you were to spend that same time around the wrong people, by the time they're done with you and separate from them, you won't even have energy to want to be around the right people. I'll tell you that right now. You only have so much esoteric currency in the tank. Don't let negative spirits deplete it. And then now when you're ready to go do the good thing, you have no juice in the tank. You know what I'm saying? For my Leo moons out there, for y'all who have Leo sun and moons, y'all have a lot of energy. A lot of Leo moons have more than enough to give, but don't be giving and things like that, and you just depleting yourself. You're not receiving anything and things like that. As long as you're not getting depleted, whoever you can give to, then make sure it's mutual and you have a lot to give. But besides that, still will deplete you, even though you're giving out. It'll lead to an exhausting of your energies. The Seven of Pentacles is a period of patience. There's a lot that you've set in stone for yourself, but you haven't reaped the harvest yet. That's okay. I'm going to come into a space of union, to where the harvest that you're looking to get, these two cards are interesting because you're waiting for something and you're building a foundation for something, right? How does one know if you are a Leo moon? Yeah, chart. So if you need a natal chart reading, start at 50 and above. Is in the link in bio. Oh, it's not right here. Well, I didn't pin it in this live because my last live got shut down. It's in the link in bio of this live, of this channel, and this page. If you want a personal natal chart reading, let me know. I'll write you down, and we'll reach out to you afterwards. And then we'll be breaking down the full moon for you personally, how it'll affect you personally in your chart, where it'll be appearing in your life based upon your house system. And then we will also be going into end of Aquarius season and the beginning of Pisces season for you as well. And probably a little bit of the new moon if you guys book a reading from this period of time, because we're in a good period of energy to where a lot of the energies right now is around the full moon and others around the new moon. Yeah, that's real. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say though. 100%. I'm a very transparent dude. I'm not here to hide nothing. You know what I mean? That's that. You gotta know what you enjoy. I'm a stun. You know what I'm saying? But listen, percentage scale. A very active individual too. I like to say you work hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go do a workout. So it's like I be working out in all kinds of modes. Like that don't slow me down. For some people it do though. But you lions, we can truck through shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I'm pretty cool. Like I was is pretty mellow. I'm pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we be cool. We cool. Make sure your glass clean out there. But yeah, so there's a lot that you've been wanting to kind of for. I think that you've been building for in terms of foundation. But this card right here, really interesting. Appreciate you, Matthew. This card right here is really interesting. My last live, YouTube is crashed. I don't know why on IG it crashed, but YouTube Rumble is still going strong. So shout out to y'all. We still breaking down these energies. I have the Seven of Pentacles and then the Four of Wands, which is extremely interesting because Seven of Pentacles is like, you know what? I've built the foundation. I'm just waiting for this thing to harvest. And I think for you, you have in mind, like, not family, like union of and a celebration. I think it's like for you, it's not like you may like for those who are in a relationship, you may want like to the next level, like to be established. Let's establish a family. Let's establish a union. Let's put the ring on it. You know what I mean? Things like that. I'm not trying to disclose any surprises, but yeah, it could be like, okay, I want to set it up because I want this thing to work out in the best manner. You want to have my little pets, cats, dogs, things like that with my person. Four of Wands is a very celebratory energy. So for those in a relationship, this can often mean, this is like us readers like to say, it's the marriage card in tarot. For those who aren't getting married and are single out there, the marriage card here is a representation of union. It's a joining of both sides, right? And it's also the foundation of a strong family foundation, stronger structure within family. This could be immediate family, etc. It doesn't have to be directly related to your relationships, like meeting relationships, etc. But it could be to one family and things like that, cousins, aunts, uncles, siblings. And you could be focusing on just kind of that structure a little bit more. Even you could be a person that is setting, it's like you're trying to set things up for your family. There's a really big, it could even be a future thought, but there's a lot that you're building for your future self, which is cool. I kind of like this idea. I kind of like this. I have a family. See, Matthew on YouTube says a shift of energy in the relationship, taking it to the next level. Right. So like, I'm glad you resonate because that's what I'm seeing right now. The Seven, and I'm glad Matt, and you shout out to YouTube. I'm glad Matt, you said this. The Seven of Pentacles, and you said agreements because the Seven in numerology and astrology, remember that the Seven is directly related to Libra, which homie on IG has been mentioning Libra energy, and it deals with diplomacy, it deals with agreements, it deals with conversation, and it also deals with contracts, right? So like those, because I have other people within power and other people within positions and things like that, celebrity positions. If you're thinking about stepping into relationships, keep in mind and things like that, and how you deal with people and businesses and business partnerships moving forward for my Leos out there that are in certain positions within business and within politics. It's extremely important to set the foundation in that regard, okay? That's going to be a message to y'all. That your formulation of diplomacy and your forms of healthy communication with your partner is extremely important, or with your business partner is extremely important, because this is what's going to cultivate a strong foundation, okay? You have the ability to do it because people are looking at you like you have the ball in your court. With the magician energy, people are like, all right, he has what it takes. You just got to know you have what it takes, though, that's for sure. But there's a lot of green here, too. So, like, foundation and your money is something that's very prominent right now. You may be privy to new information about money as well. Deals, contracts as well with the Seven of Pentacles. New forms of investment and things like that. And that's going to lead to this outcome card of the celebration. The joining and the union of self, the integration of different parts of yourself, okay? Marriage is understanding where you were before and where you wish to be now. The actions you did that led up to this outcome, to reap this harvest. That is something that needs to be integrated. From the 8 and the 4, Those are very important. Very important numbers in here, okay? The 8 is something that you're spending a lot of time in very quickly to make this happen. Like a lot of times a cycle here. But you're in this cycle to develop a foundation, to slow down a little bit, be more patient, not to be more patient, but to be more caring, to develop a real home, a caring home. That Cancerian energy is extremely important. More love and more money for you. I appreciate you, bro. I know homo hundo. I'm cool. A lot of people be like, yo, pause. I'm like, I don't even think like a lot of people, bro. That's one thing. Like, me, I don't think like a lot of people. You're going to realize it eventually, too. Like, be coming around me, I be saying shit like, be making smoothies and bananas, and niggas be, homies be like, yo, like, bro, I'm just making a fucking, I can't even talk around them sometimes. So I know how it be. We're going to do some requests after this reading is done, chat. So if you guys are still here, we'll do a request. We'll do some Q&As. Been drawing the Magician the last few days. That's crazy. And it's right in your energy of it's your 5th card. So it's a position of others' perspectives. And this is how other people are looking at you. You have to realize how other people see you sometimes. Like, we downplay ourselves based upon whatever else. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's hard to see our own potential a lot of times. So we have to be like, all right, I know what I've been doing. I know how far I've come. There's a reason. Like, people are trying to deplete you and take away from you. You have to know why, like the reason. Because there's a lot of energy you bring to the table. So if you bring a lot to the table, what are you doing for yourself at your own table, though? That's what I think the 4 has to deal with. Because the 4 is a proper foundation, a strong foundation, solid earth energy. The 8 is like in this cycle of just action, and you have no, like, situate. So right now, within your environment, within locality and things like that, you don't feel at home. But you're in this cycle of action of how to create and cultivate a home. It's getting clearer now. This page is interesting. There's something coming in. Some information. There's a young, I don't know what this is. It could be a younger figure. It could be some sort of communication to you. May help you either separate from something or have a discussion. But the discussion that you have with this younger figure, possibly a younger figure, could be a younger figure or a new information that you just became privy to over the next coming few days and things like that. Today or in the next 4 or 5 days till Tuesday. They're helping you realize something and this realization is going to allow you to communicate something. This communication is what's going to separate you from something, because the sword is in your hand, but the sword is coming from the perspective of someone else. The sword is not necessarily coming from you, it's coming from someone else that may support you, that you may be younger, but male or female, but it's going to help you gain the clarity to be like, oh shit, maybe maybe trigger a conversation either with this person, or you having a conversation with this person that triggers another conversation that needed to be had. So you are going to talk to someone that you're more comfortable with to gauge you to be more ready to communicate something. Because there's something that you want to communicate. You know what I mean? There's like something that you know but it's like you don't have the clarity to communicate something. You know what I mean? When your mind's right, it's hard to say them. It's hard to articulate. Big ideas. I have invested time and money in over the last decade. Yeah, for sure. A medium. Oh, that's crazy. A medium friend of mine. That's wild. So shout out to Matt, who resonating heavy with this reading right now. It's just in our own nature of it. Yeah, you're sure. That literally MDH hundo. So everyone in the chats. So this is a very interesting thing. So you guys, like I say, as a reader, you guys will know in your own lives where and when these people will show up. Remember, this portal is open over the next 5 days. So from today onwards till Tuesday, you're going to be seeing this energy. The moon peaks on Saturday. Look out for someone coming in to provide information that day or around this time that may gear you to have a conversation that's usually tough for you. Like, obstacle to overcome, you communicating a tough thing. But you're going to get information from someone to help you communicate the thing that's tough to communicate. To be like, okay, I got some help. I can do it this way. That's what I'm trying to say. So you're like, you know what? That's a real friend. Or you may have a real friend that's actually coming there to be like this, or maybe you can try it like this, or you know what I mean, or it's just talking to you about it, and that gives you the aha moment to then say, shit, okay, I need to have this communication, I need to have this conversation. This conversation with this person needs to be had, or whatever the case may be. All right, when you have this conversation, this is what's going to allow you to either separate from this person. That's what's going to put the sword in your hand, because the sword came from him. So it's like esoterically, the person's information came through, and that collecting that information put the sword in your hand esoterically, and now you caught it. And now that you caught the sword, you're like, oh, I seen it in the realm. Let me catch it right there. Bring it down and then shing. And then with your throat chakra, you're communicating. And that communication with the throat chakra is slicing shit. And that may cut a cord, because the full moon gives a release. It may cut a cord. It may end a friendship. It may cut a relationship, whatever it may be. This sword gonna be in your hand, and that's gonna be one thing I'm gonna say is be mindful of your words, because the full moon in your sign, your words are gonna cut like fucking, my French. Your words are gonna cut people, and it ain't gonna play. So what you say around this time to this person, or these maybe multiple people, depending on whatever you're dealing with right now, whatever you say, based upon the information you were privy to before, they prep you up to be like, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna say. Say, I know exactly what I'm gonna say, because you were privy to some information, and your words is the sword. That is the esoteric sword. So that is the flaming sword of your tongue, Leo. So that right there is gonna be interesting, and whatever you say to communicate to someone is what's gonna cut it off, what's gonna end it, what's gonna cause something new, what's gonna bring something good in, etc. That's what happens. Try not to play out as an extreme full moon scenario. Like, the full moon's gonna be in your sign, so when you say something, people may get emotional, and an emotional sign, people, you know your energy better than anyone else. So if Leo's emotional, and if Leo's an emotional sign, a feeler, right, and the full moon is in your sign, you have to know yourself, catch your energy. So but when you express yourself, people aren't going to know how to receive it, because it's like, this is a little hot. So the full moon scenario may play out on you from them. So like, you highlighted the highlight of why they're blowing up in some way, shape, or form. But you are the trigger to what blows them up, because they're not familiar of that energy. So when they start to go all crazy, you're like, yo, these guys are cooked. You know what I mean? You're like, what the hell? Like, these guys, yeah, it's all chaotic if people don't know themselves. And that's what we're gonna see. You're gonna see the ones who aren't spiritually aware over the weekend crashing out. Because Leo is dramatic, it's drama. People are gonna say certain things and do certain things that they probably didn't mean, and things like that. And then y'all Leos, remember, are gonna be the example. So people are gonna be looking at Leo as the example of what to do and what not to do, chat. Catalyst, right? So it's gonna be an important time to be like, which decision should I make? Because they're gonna be looking at you as the example and as the leader. Okay, that really goes for a lot of the fixed signs. You guys are extremely illuminated right now, so it is a time to go slow. It is a time to take it easy, because you will be a lot of heat, and if you can maintain your heat when things get hot, you'll know how to mend the heat, because you're used to it. And then you're gonna remember what I'm saying right now. Like, oh, I remember exactly what this guy said, bro. That's crazy. And then you're gonna be like, you know what? Let me just sit back and relax and protect my peace. And that's when your ass gonna be like, listen, bruh, I'm cool. When y'all be like, I'm cool. See? I said that thing, and when me saying that and communicating that and being honest with myself triggered this thing. And the fact that me speaking my truth triggered someone's crazy outburst of actions, it shows their own intentions and what they're focused on. Repeat. The fact that you can chill and understand your own actions, it shows you. And people can get triggered by what you say to them and what you communicate. And people get angry at your truth. It shows you their intentions. Yeah, our energy is through the roof. It is. And right now, chat, like, going into the Friday, on this Jupiter day, this Thursday, we're going into the Friday, the Venus day. It is here. The energy is here. I'm feeling it. Y'all are feeling it. I know y'all are feeling it, chat. It's going to be prominent today. It's going to be prominent Saturday. Sunday, oh my goodness. Watch that heat. And watch for people expressing themselves in ways that are like, that person's moving kind of crazy. That person, like, how that person say that? And like I said, when people act certain ways, that's what's gonna allow you to speak your truth, because you're gonna see the actions of certain people. That's like setting the stage for drama, weirdly setting the stage for like situations. That's where you're gonna be like, yo, I don't really. This separation. This is where the communication comes in. Like, it's not something that you like. You know what I'm saying? But when you separate, that's why people are gonna look at you as a magician. Because it's like you had the ability to pull yourself out of a situation. You said you had the awareness to look at it from the outside in and say, yo, this is cooked. Soup. Triple Leo, and this is spot on. Dubs in the chat. Here by Kelly. Appreciate you. I know you're over there doing real good hair and things like that. Shout out to you. If you're doing hair, need bulk supplies and like things like that, hair supplies, goods, creams, all that. You looking for like DM this page. I got you. I'll beat any prices. I promise you. I'll beat any prices. 100% no lie. And these idiots think they fool us, drag us around, right? But these morons for weakness until the lion comes out and attack back. Exactly. So we're living the same life, Leos. MDH, not for sure. It's funny. I feel like I'm listening to myself. I'm Leo to the core. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's just a reminder. Everything I like to tell people. Observer to observer. Yup. It's nothing. I like to say I do teach, but I ain't really a teacher. I'm just reminding you of what you already know. That's all. The world just makes us forget what we already know. That's it. That's why there's a lot of distractions meant to take you away from what you're supposed to be focused on. That's it. Appreciate you. Thank you. I will. Want to start shipping my faves. Yeah, drop ship. Okay. Be cool. Yeah. To be honest. That'll be sick. I think Hair by Kelly, because I've been in the dropshipping space for a bit, but I can actually do that for you as your supplier. That's actually crazy. That's a good little business model. I'm not gonna lie to you. I tap in. Anyways, chat. This is like an interesting time. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot that you've set in stone. Like, and then one thing you got to do, best path to walk. We have this card, Seven of Pentacles. I think it's like you have to understand this. It's a more masculine energy, right? But the Seven of Pentacles, it's less Libra. It's less like in getting involved with people just for the sake of getting involved, right? Libra energy, they always have to learn. It's funny because someone asked about Libra. Libra energy always has to learn to withdraw themselves from people, to learn to be alone. Because they always go through things with relationships. That's Libra, 7th house of relations, right? So you have to remember, like, yourself, you can't build a foundation for yourself while you're worried about your relations. Because you're going to be building it for the sake of your relations, but are your relations in your favor? So you have to ask yourself these questions, like, if I want to build this thing, am I building it? Who am I building it for? Who am I living for? If these people are influencing how I act, then am I building for me or am I building for them? And this, what you have to realize, you have to watch out, because if people understand you have this magician energy, your superpower, they're going to try to use you to build their life. Like, you don't realize that every time you walk outside your house, it's witchcraft. You walking into a spell, and you are getting influenced by people, places, and things and energies that you are unaware of. That's the same thing what people do to you on a smaller scale because they know the energy that you have. Just like when you wake up and you go outside, you go to your work, you go to your 9 to 5, etc. You step into that environment. What can you say? You go, man, this ain't it. See that person? He always looking at me the weird. See that guy? He always talking behind my back. You see this bitch? She always saying some shit, running her mouth, bro. So as soon as you leave your house, you already thinking why you don't want to go there, why you don't want to be in the space. You thinking all these negative thoughts. Now your mind just racing. Going esoteric currency, going towards what? The external world and things, people, places, and things that built the external world, right? That is, and I'm not a spiritual hater. They built the external world beautiful, cool. You know what I mean? They have a lot of things, but there's also a lot of things that can take away our energy. So when you go into the world and things like that, and you feel distresses and things like that, you're building someone else's vision. So every time you go, the depletion you only feel depleted because it's not your vision. So it's going to them. It's how magic works. And this is reminding you that. We speak spells every day. Yup. Be in the state of focused detachment. Hey, Matt, you tapped in. Let me see, chat. Shout out to y'all supporting each other. My ex is a Psycho Sag. That can be bad. Everyone has their lower octave. My ex is a Psycho Sagittarius and has half my closet. Oh my goodness, refuses to give it back to me. Oh my goodness. On top of, reminds me of one of where's Venus is. On top of putting an app on my phone for child mode. Talk about crazy. GG. I've seen the dark sides of Sag for sure. Me too as well. You know what I mean? But see, the thing about Sag, it's the godly signature. And when we say that, I know we're all like, man. But you got to think about it this way. Let me break it down. Jupiter, right? And we just did the Sagittarius. I just did the Sagittarius reading before I came here. But Jupiter, remember that Jupiter is Sagittarius, the planetary ruler of Sagittarius. And Jupiter is the godly, we call it to say the godly signature. It's the energy of meaning and reasoning. Why? Right? Which is important. You have to have that. And the thing is, with Sag on the negative polarity, they don't understand the will of God. So they will do things and justify it and make sense out of it in their own mind. You see that? You see when we as spirits in a body, we incarnated here in the image of God. We have the ability to, what did he say? What did they say in the Bible? An Adam and Eve to conquer an atom. This is using an emotion to justify a thought. This is real esoteric. You won't hear this anywhere else, but I'm just saying it to let you guys know that this is what happens internally. So when you're looking at the Bible and things like, these are esoteric internal natures that we go through all the time. All these stories and that are written, that's why it's the greatest book ever, the greatest story ever told, because these are stories that we're still going through to this day internally. The thing is, they depict it to make it, they made it exoteric instead of esoteric for you guys to understand it, so they put it in allegoric terms. But I say that to say, to Sag coming full circle, Sag will utilize their mind, their Adam, to justify a feeling, their Eve. And they'll do it for the sake of God. Oh, I made my own reason. I did it because of this. I did it because of that. Finding their own reasoning behind it. But it's also kind of nefarious to justify things, to justify a thought, to justify an emotion using a thought. So that's the thing. So people will justify how they feel using their mind, because the mind is a magical tool. We have that ability. So people will make things up in their head. No, I'm going to do it because of this. No, bro, what do you, like that has nothing to do with nothing. That's what a Sag is happening in their head. That's what you don't know. That's what's happening internally. Let's see. Libras will leave you the second you go. my brother. A Libra will leave you the second you go broke. I'm crying. That was hilarious. All Libra care about is money and beauty. That's the big thing. Remember, it's Venus, pleasure. Taurus has that same aspect. But with them, unless instead of the beauty, it's the material. So it's like money and the material aspect and things like that. But because they're both ruled by Venus, that's what. But that's the lower side, the lower octaves. Where a higher octave, Taurus, Libra was nice. Well, that's for all the signs, of course. But majority is not like that. That's why I literally ran out the damn door and back to my mom's house. Go back to mom's, 100%. Fuck that. You don't gotta put yourself in a space. Your spirit gonna know. Every time you put your spirit in a space, remember that your spirit is your space. That's the best way I can articulate what a spirit is to you, your space. Every time you go into a different room with someone in there, even without them, what do you feel? Their energy. Why? Because that's their spirit lingering within that space, which is how rooms, see, I'm gonna get deep, but this is how rooms and things like that get haunted and things like that, and things you can get into haunted houses and all kinds of stuff. But this is how spirits end up lingering and things like that in certain locations, because they're bound to certain spaces based upon certain thoughts and feelings that accumulated in certain spaces, and their spirit being bound to certain objects. That's a whole different live, though. I'm not even gonna get into that. I can get deep, but that's a whole different live. Genuinely, I think he was a demon side of him. Yeah, that can happen. If they get too low octave, people can do that. When you lower your frequency to a certain extent, you then open your vessel up to certain entities, and it can get dark. And that goes for all signs. And then you play out your lower natures in every way, shape, or form. That's what a demon is, a desire getting played out as a nature. You're now a demon. But I don't want to get too deep. I know I'm dropping gems. This life I'm dropping gems. I'm not going to lie to you. But that's the full moon. Y'all can't miss full moons. Full moon, new moon lives, you cannot miss. It's a must. The energy is too clear. It's too bold. It's crazy. In this state of focused attachment, what about Taurus? Yeah, Taurus is dope. Taurus is going to feel it as well right now. Like I said, all the fixed signs are going to feel it extremely right now. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. 100%. It's on the ass. Don't think they're getting a break. They're not. Don't think getting a break. If you want to understand the divine power of the Bible and the Word farther, read Neville Goddard books, listen to his lectures. Hey, Matt, guess what? I do. Hey, you're talking to a real adeptus. I know all these people. But for sure, I appreciate that, and I love the recommendation. I'm glad you're tapped in, and I'm glad that's a W recommendation. Shout out to Neville for sure. I recently tapped into, speaking of Neville, I'm going to touch on a story, Matthew. You might know him, but I know someone who is supposedly his grandson, Elmer O'Locker Jr., I believe is his YouTube page, and he used to do a lot of meditation stuff, and was in his school, and he was a person that I would talk to about certain energies and frequencies and teachings and stuff like that. And sadly, his page got taken away. I think 5-0 came in and grabbed him up, sadly. But free brother, really tapped in. I know Sag can be like that for sure. Normal people don't act like that. He's mentally. No, for sure. GG, that can happen. And see, that the thing is, when you become so low vibrational and you don't realize you're opening your vessel to certain entities and things like that, you have to remember that a desire and a demon, it has to do with your animalistic nature. A desire always has to do with an animalistic nature. And you living by that nature is what we call a demon and things like that. But I have to say that when you're in your animalistic natures, you're in your lower chakras. So with that being said, you are not in your higher chakras. Therefore, your ability to use your mind isn't there. The ability to actually use your mind as the magical tool that it is not there. So you have no ability to rise like Christ and assess what's going on below you. They said you need to help him. I love that. I love that you are supportive of men's mental health and things like that. It is important. I just hope he's not too far gone. That's the best thing I can say. Miss Galler. I hope I said that right. Miss Galler. Hey, how you doing? Been nothing but loyal and honest. I didn't deserve the abuse. No one does. No one's talking to no, you don't need that then. That's a L. You too far gone. I'm scrolling back down, chat, catching up. Too far gone. That's cooked. That's my brother. He's a Taurus. Damn, I feel you. Oh, chat, I'm catching up. You guys are going in. I'm not gonna lie. Yo! She loves pressure. Good to see you. Oh, he does suffer in a situation. Like I'm the problem. In reality, it's him. So for those, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, pressure. I'm doing good. I seen you. I actually tried to reach out for your reading the other day, and I could not find your page. I don't know why. I was searching up on the Leo, and I couldn't find it. Dude, I don't know what's going on, but I can't find her. And I seen you follow my management. My manager told me that he had seen some new account growing. So he runs the Niagara Falls East Coast Entertainment. So my manager had told me, and then that's where I seen you. So I'm actually, I had him send your account to the Leo, and I'm gonna message you from here as well this week, and we'll tap in on the reading. I remember you inquired on our last live. Not bad at all, but they can be impulsive. Yeah, remember that Sag is a mutable sign. So like, finishing things is hard for them, and then starting things is also hard for them. Remember that they're a fall sign, right? And they go into the winter season. Remember that everything, like astrology, remember based upon the seasons. You hear people talk about constellation, people say astrology is fake, don't listen to them. Astrology is real, it's going to be real. As long as you don't believe in summertime, that doesn't make sense. As long as we have the sun and moon equator rotating, we always, the 4 seasons and things like that, we always going to have astrology been based on the seasons. So you have to remember Sagittarius, it's a fall sign, and midwinter, not midwinter, but right as we're entering winter, at the end of fall, right? So at the end of the day, what happens in fall? What happens in that time of December? It's freezing outside. The leaves are withering and things like that. You don't want to do nothing. And then it's going from fall to winter. So it's going from ending to death. You know what I mean? So it's like, what can they... that's why they're ruled by Jupiter. Give them optimism. Because they're darkness. They're the light in the darkness. You know what I mean? So you have to remember that there's nighttime signs and daytime signs. Sag is a daytime sign, right, in a nighttime season. So it wants to shine in darkness. It wants to be optimistic. It wants to be hopeful. But if it doesn't have that hope, that faith, belief, imagination, God, it's cooked. Because why? Fall, which is withering. What happens to the trees in the fall? Crumbles, it withers, and things like that. So a lot of their energetic signature deals with letting go and shedding. If you're going to start something, you have to use your energetic signature. So for all those who may have Sag placements and things like that, or may know, the best advice I can give you is if they're going to start something, do it in their season. So they have more energy. Do it in the season of Sagittarius, Capricorn, and Aquarius. That's your birth season. That's your birth transition, your 3-month transition of your birth month. That's going to give you, just like how we have spring, that's your spring. That's what's going to feel, you're going to feel the most comfortable to start something at that time, to actually uphold it when you reach your internal summer. We all have this compass based upon when we're born. So for all the Leos in here, your spring starts at when? Let me see the answers if y'all learning. Your spring starts when? It would start when you're born, in Leo season, and the months that follow. You catch the chat, you remember being born? Do you remember being, oh, you're asking me. That's an interesting question. That's a deep question, chat. We're going to go into that in a different thing, for sure, in a different live. I could talk about so many topics, chat, when it comes to this spiritual stuff. I would love to know him. Yeah, Matt, I would love to know him too. Honestly, Neville Goddard was lit, and he still is. You know what I mean? I resonate with his teachings, like I mentioned. Faith, belief, imagination as the godly signature. Neville spoke on the imagination as God. So, and then in the Bible as well, if the people lack vision, what happened? The people shall perish. That's a quote. I probably butchered that quote a little bit, but that's a quote within the Bible. So you have to remember, vision is important. You have to have something to believe in. If you don't give anyone something to believe in, you're cooked. You have to, and then it has to be solid. So that's what gives people purpose: faith, belief, imagination. So those are also your 3 spiritual superpowers: faith, belief, imagination. That's what's going to allow you to have conviction, to not be swayed, to not let the external world outweigh you, all that stuff. MDH said, what a pig, don't kill me. Don't be mad for finding out. Yeah, none of that. Get 2 man found out as well. That's crazy. And he did that for finding out. It's crazy. That's, what a narc. Let me not speak on no one's situation. But Gigi, you know what's good for you. That's the best thing I can say. And then y'all Leos is very strong. Like y'all have like a Scorpio energy with y'all. So We endure too much sometimes. Y'all can't endure. Y'all can't put yourself in situations where you keep enduring and having hope. Yo, bro, it can be, but no, bro, you need to not do it, because like we'll bear a lot, and then sometimes we'll bear too much, and then it makes our heart cold. Don't do that. Your heart and your love is the most powerful thing that you have. Don't let anybody take it away. And the reason they want to take it away is because they lack it themselves. That's the whole spiritual war, chat. It's fulfillment and depletion. That's it. And people will do anything to get fulfilled. And people will do anything if they're depleted. So you have to understand, if you don't have your own forms of fulfillment, if you're not clear with these things, people will do things without the awareness of what to do or why they're doing it, which is extremely dangerous if you're in I would not. Ball Gigi said motherfucker didn't take care of me, was 50 fucking 50. Fuck you. None of that bullshit. We don't do that over here. Yeah, none of that. You gonna do something, that's cool. Do your thing as a man, but you gonna take care of what's yours, that's for sure. And make sure what's at home is solid like that. And there's certain things you can't, there's certain lines that you can cross, but you can only cross if you're doing certain things. That's the best way I can put it, chat. That's the best way I can put it. You can't do that, bro. That's crazy. And that's the problem. People like that, cooking shit, thinking they have leverage, bro. They have nothing. But, hey, that's what they say. Oh, man, will cheat. Just find a good one. You know what I'm saying? Find one that will respect you, man. If that's the case, find one that'll respect you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to adopt that belief. I don't believe all men cheat and things like that. It's just find someone that you can respect and that respects you. Whatever happens down the line, that's the best thing I can say. But whatever it is, see, the problem is with men, like these niggas don't know how to talk, and they all insecure, so they don't know how to say shit. They don't know how to be a boss, and they don't know how to boss up. You know what I'm saying? So they can't just articulate what they need, what's required, and what they gonna do from the jump. They all trying to hide to get something. See what I'm trying to say? They're depleted, so they'll be manipulative to get some sort of fulfillment. So they'll lie to you up front while still lacking from fulfillment, while still being depleted to get something rewarded from you, to get your energy, and then still going outside of the crib to get some other energy because they lack something. So what are they lacking? You have to ask yourself that. It's important. When are these niggas walking around taking energy for what you so depleted? And you have to understand why some men are so depleted. Nothing is good enough for a Capricorn. Capricorn, you know how they be. They walk in the desert if they lack imagination. Right. You know what I mean? So that imagination is key, chat. Imagination is key. She said nothing is good enough for Capricorn. I'm crying. So he took all my money, like 2 guys, and gassed my eyeball. I fought all that. Because I was going to say, that is straight. You need straight restraint and all that. I've seen Sag crash out too. So they'll do that. They'll justify it in their mind, be a whole demon for it. It's just how it is. Remember that when we talk godly signatures and godly energies and things like that, don't think that eliminates demons. When we talk about 7 and things like that, don't think it's just a realm of us angels. Don't think it's just a realm of us angels. I'm gonna tell you that. Because when you get a certain level, you realize when you get a certain level, there's not just angels, it's not just us. Now you on the real playing field. Because the demon also knows. But they ain't gonna know how we know up here. It's a real game. No, bitch, to stick around because I'm gonna be 6 feet on the next. Facts. None of that. Glad you made it out. You be victorious and find beauty within your journey. Keep evolving. And X is an example of what you should not fuck with. Facts. Good game pressure for each other after all. Who understands a little better than Leos? Exactly. I tell you guys all the time. You have to remember conjunctions a lot of time when similar signs come together and stuff like that. It's an overbearing of energy, but you have to understand everyone has their part to play. The only thing that can understand you is yourself. So when Leos get together, it's not about drama. It's not about fun. It's not about... It can be. But that's when things can get chaotic because it's a bunch of fire. You know what I mean? So it's like you guys have to understand when there's times to dim that fire. You see, like, me, I'm a Leo North Node, but I'm actually a water sign. So when you with me, I can bring the fire together because I'm a relaxed individual. But when you guys are embodying your fire, you have a fire that's hard to tame around other fire signs. So when you get around it, it may seem like a friction. Unless you're in spaces like this to where it feels comfortable to open up around other similar signs. So that's why it's hard to, it may seem like a frustration dealing with other Leos and stuff like that. This is a good room though. Shout out MDH. Flora, I believe I've seen you before here. What should we do to not lose a Leo friend, like a friend? That's an interesting question. It says stop being disloyal. Leo Scorpio, big W. But I'm always say that. But because Leo, for example, as I was saying, we all have our own internal clock. Bro, I have a question. I'll DM you, but reincarnation is real. She loves 100% DM me, and it is. I'm not gonna say it ain't. Leo in the house. Masala pre-editor. I appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you tapping in. I'm just catching up to the chat. How much for your time? What's your next? What's your first name, brother? What can I call you? You can call me MC. That's fine. Or Trinity works. Phoenix Oracle. A couple different names and stuff like that, but yeah, Trinity works. Shout out to everyone coming through, man. Shout out to everyone coming through. What can we make a real friend to help with a Leo with his griefs? I like that. That's a good question, chat. Floor. I wonder if you're a female trying to help a man. But that's like, I think Leo is naturally, of course, Matthew, appreciate you being here. Of course, it's one thing is helping them get out of their emotional side, right? So whatever can take them out of their emotions to then be able to rationalize and logically think about things properly is going to be extremely important. And that's going to be for any fire and water sign, right? So the more you can be around them to articulate themselves. And the thing is, of the Leo is going to articulate themselves. It's not like they can't. They do. And sometimes they do, but it's too much into the wrong people. That's the difference. The Cancer or the Scorpio, right? The water sign, the Pisces, etc. You're going to have to sit with them, communicate with them, get it out, right? Because they sit with it a lot. They hone in on it. The Leo, on the other hand, sometimes they need more time to hone in on it because they let it out too quick. So you have to understand what it is before you let it out or before you act on something. You can let it out, but don't act on it just yet until you know it's something you want to act on. Because fire is emotion, not just emotion, but also action. And what happens when negative emotion gets backed by action? Manifest a full moon scenario. Thank you for your service, Matthew. Thank you, and I appreciate you being in the live. From the bottom of my heart, it means a lot. We're going to be ending out here soon. We're about an hour in already, hour and 20, so we're going to be out of here. So shout out to all y'all on YouTube and Rumble who's been tuning in. Guys, we do have full on YouTube as well. Shout out to IG. If you guys want to see other lives and other signs, breakdowns and stuff like that, subscribe to the YouTube. I do come on here for the Leo only type stuff. Spring is actually the beginning of the year. Nature has all the answers. Right. So as I was telling you, right? So Floor, before I get to Sheila's pressure, so Floor, for the water signs, you have to sit with them to get it to be expressed. The fire sign, they need to learn to hone in on it to be like, you know what? This is what I want to do with this feeling. See, that's what the water signs can do. You know what I mean? And that's how it can be. Sean popping in, welcome in the chat, appreciate you. And that's how it can play out. So make sure you watch the replay because this was an amazing live stream, Sean. So with the fire sign, they have to sit with themselves to understand what the emotion is to see how they can act on it. Because action and emotion was within the same element. Emotion is what leads to action. It's that internal that leads to the external, as within. So sometimes they can act a lot. They can do the wrong or perform the wrong actions based upon not sitting with that emotion or understanding what that emotion is or means for them. Talking private, bro. 100% pressure. In private DM better. I got you, Floor. 100%. I'm a Scorpio sun. For all those watching, it's going to be funny. I'm a Scorpio sun and I'm a Scorpio moon. Aquarius, Pisces rising. With a Leo North Node. That's where my Leo is. My Mars is there as well. For sure. If you guys don't know what your North Node is in astrology, look into your North Node. You'll realize why I've run this page and why Leo energy is so important for me. That's the best thing I can break down. I'll be like, oh, he's a Leo. Don't be a lot. I'm tapped in with Leo energy more than a lot of Leos themselves. And that's because I'm a Leo North Node. Y'all can learn about that. So when you're a good person. I like that, man. You have a friend here in Spain whenever you come here. W Floor, I appreciate you. Good looks. Shout out to Spain. Eastern continents is where this page, I always realize Eastern continents, that's even my structure and how I live, my internal clock too. Half the time, I be nocturnal. I'm up in the night throughout the entire night. Daytime, no. Like, I can live out there, out east. Crazy. My schedule is already filled. I remember when I went to, even on Pacific time was that much better. But, because right now Pacific would only be like 9 o'clock. That's like, every time I go to Vegas and LA and Cali, I'm always like, this is cool. I feel like on the east, I grew up here on the east, time flies for me. But I think it's just my schedule, to be honest with you. I appreciate you. Shout out to Spain. Young Kari, appreciate you tapping in. I think I've seen you before as well. Those are the best persons. Catching down. Mama, appreciate you tapping in the chat. Just give them space to do it themselves. And that's solid. And I think you guys needing some solitude, that is important. That is extremely important. Especially because we've seen the magician here as well. That one energy and being alone, like the withdraw chat, that's what I mean. Because this is information preview coming to you to give you the right knowledge to be like how you should be communicating to the people, places, and things in your life. Because Libra is people, places, and things. So around this full moon and this weekend, you're going to see people, places, and things that you don't want to participate in anymore. You're going to be like, Shannon, I'm exhausted from that. You're not even going to feel emotionally like you want to do it like you did before. As soon as this moon hits, you're not going to feel the same. His friend's trying to support another Leo. Oh, awesome. Shout out to you, Flora. That W. Aries Sun. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here, too. I don't see Aries as much around in these readings and things like that. All the Aries I know in my life don't like readings. I don't know why. I know one. I know two. But one of them is online, one I know in person. And they actually are super deep in it. But the rest Aries, I don't know. I never met one before. But good to see you here. I feel you. That comment made me laugh. 100%. Leo value loyalty more than support. Yep. Yeah, you know astrology? I do know astrology. I do know. Leo here watching from Korea. Dub. I rate it. Shout out to y'all. Y'all have beautiful products out there. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all skincare. I don't know what y'all on, but y'all on some shit. Y'all on some shit. Y'all know what you doing. Tapping with you. North Node. Because I know you're India, so Vedic is big for you. It's funny because I know more. I go deep in. Of course, I know numerology, astrology, but when it comes to Eastern astrology, I study more the Chinese zodiac than compared to Vedic. Just because the Vedic uses a lot of constellations, and I like to do things based upon the seasons because it's more like interpersonal. Let me get it for you though, just so I know too. Actually, yeah, you're right, brother. Cool. I wanted to confirm that. Yep, Rahu, you right. So make sure you go figure that out, find that out, and then that's an important placement for you. Let me go to the chat. Good stuff. Perfect. We all caught up. We have some requests coming in. Who's requesting to be in this live, bro? Sure. Well, let me see if he's in here though. Still, he might not be. Yeah, nah, he's not in here. You gonna exit that request. Funny, people request to go live with me, but like, y'all join in and then disappear. I'm like, yo, where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? Wait, that's dope. So we figured that out. And chat, this reading has been been beautiful. I'm not gonna lie to you. This whole live has been beautiful. As we're gonna end and move these cards out the way, I'm gonna pull one mystery confirmation card from the playing card deck here. This is gonna give us some clarity, some pinpoint some energies. See how we're gonna move in. I'm here, Life Path 11. Yeah, shout out to YouTube, shout out to Rumble, and we're on Instagram. So we are streaming on a few different platforms. Shout out to you, Sean. Of course, good to meet you too, Matt. Leo, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Mars. Life Path number 11. Oh, shit. Bet. If you're looking for a personal reading, DM me. They start at 50 and above. PayPal. Is in my link on YouTube or link in bio, and we will do it. If you get the live deal, then you can secure a reading for yourself for this full moon at 50. And for you in terms of Life Path 11, because there's a lot I can break down for you in terms of you as a Life Path 11. You bit too, so that's good. I can give you a good reading. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Leo, Sun. What's your rising, Sean? Leo, Sun is just the moon, fixated way of reacting, responding, things like that. Rising, depending on your rising sign, how you appear to be. Mercury, forms of thoughts and communication. So we're there in forms of communication is fixed and fiery. So be mindful of overexpression or getting at people and things like that. Anger, energy, short tempers. It's going to be an important thing. Besides that, you can digest information pretty quickly. You can utilize your mind to actually... Oh, and you're a Scorpio rising? Beautiful. I can definitely give you... Cool. And your Scorpio rising, which means, I believe the full moon to be playing out, what, in your 9th? Let me see, no. Let me do mental gymnastics real quick, chat. Sean, Leo in your 10th house. Watch out this full moon. Sorry, guys, I was doing mental gymnastics. Sean, Leo, I was doing it without having to search it up. Scorpio rising, full moon, and Leo is going to be in your 10th house, and that's going to be important. Watch out for anyone trying to shine light on your status and things like that, and who you are and what you want to uphold, right? So there's going to be a lot in terms of setting the stage for business and career and things like that, and what you do and who you are. People trying to, a lot of light being shed on that. Capricorn energy. So there might be changes and releases within career and things like that. Some certain things may not be serving you or fulfilling you in the way that you thought based upon your rising sign. Scorpio first house, it's not fulfilling you. It's not giving you the depth that you need for yourself to be fulfilled. So for you right now, your 10th house may be a little bit of change. It might be a little bit of a release. There might be some of an expression, and it might be you directly either setting the stage or expressing something that has to do with your business and career towards someone. Someone may be looking at you. Someone may be looking at your business and career specifically and trying to criticize it or some way, shape, or form, or looking at it or weird things like Leo can be dramatic and then just unnecessarily expressive. And I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking just the energy in general. So people, you might just hear things about your status that you were like, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But don't give that too much energy. It's just going to discourage you for what you want to uphold. So there just may be certain people, places, and things that aren't in alignment to your business that you can let go. That's the best I can give you right now for free. Readings are $50 and above if you want a full astrological natal chart. But appreciate you. Only support a friend. Friends are more important than relationships. Yeah, no, 100%. Only one big Leo. Oh no. Look, big Leo energy. Look, stop talking to them weak ass Scorps. Don't know a Scorpio doing your reading. Don't know what Scorpio do in your reading. See, but that's a square. That's how squares play out, chat. That's how squares play out, and you just gotta know. You just gotta know. But at the same time, it's all love. That's what it is. It's controversial. See, the thing is with Scorpio and Leo, they have so much controversial energies. But the thing is, because it's so, and it's just because of the square, it's the alignment, chat. We're fixated signs, so you have the same. You're not gonna have the same with Taurus. You may have similar with Aquarius as your opposite, but everyone has a different season. So remember that Leo being your summer, being in August, Scorpio is your summertime. So there's a lot that you go hard for when Scorpio season comes around, or people that are Scorpios in your life. Either you go extreme for them in a negative manner, or you go extreme in a positive manner. But however it plays out is always extreme because it's your summer. So it's what you want to uphold, and it's what you're upholding at that time. So it's either you're letting go and you have to let go of this person extremely, so it's always chaotic, because that's how the relationship plays. It plays out like the season. So it's just like that. But either y'all can learn from each other and it's a harmonious relationship, or it's like, shit, that's someone that's kind of weird. That's how it is. But it depends how much the Scorpio really be knowing themselves, because the Scorpio is just deep. The Scorpio has a lot of layers. So if the Scorpio isn't a Scorpio of integrity and isn't true, then that's when it can seem a little off and weird and things. All comments, but I approve. Yeah, hundo. 100%. That's the thing. So a lot of great friendships are Leo Scorpio because of that square. So Scorpio being that for you, it being that season representation is your summer. So it helps uphold who you are. So Scorpio, my damn self, help uphold down Leo. It's that simple. But on an octave, on a higher or higher lower octave, depending on the Scorpio, that's all be how much support you get from that Scorpio. Because it's your summer sign, so you're going to get support from Scorpio. It's just how it is. A lot of times the Scorpio is jealous of you, then they're not going to want to support you. Or maybe it'll be like that. But that's nefarious. That's not true energy. Don't let someone with mental illness change your perception of what the energies actually are and what we're here to do. You know what I mean? The squares are here to learn from each other. And that's the whole point of transits. And if we can't learn from each other and people go into the lower octave, the learning turns into a frustration and we square off with each other. That's it. Then there's Aquarius, oppositions. And then there's Taurus, your fall or your death season. So Taurus, you not really funking with Taurus like that. Like Leo and Taurus, y'all will funk or y'all cool friends, but it's never super exciting. It's never like, oh, maybe. But for the most part, that's not really what it is. You know what I mean? Because that's your death season. For Taurus, a lot of Tauruses help you let go and shed certain energies in your life. Taurus would be that representation for you. Bro, why are you doing that? You should have let go of that time ago and you listen to the Taurus. Like, oh, I know, you made so much sense. But that's how it be. You think an Aquarius is our sister sign for real? Because I love me in Aquarius. We were really aligned. Right, it's your opposite sign. So because of that, we gravitate a lot to our opposite and square signs, right? So friendships are oftentimes oppositions or squares. Same with family. If you're, for example, which family is deeper? Family can get deeper. If you're an Aquarius, your parents could be fixated signs and also have air modality. Like both. It's probably like with parents is both. I've seen this. So it does play out throughout cycles with your kids as well and your children, karmically and all that. So if your dad's Aquarius, so like if you're a Leo, your father or mother probably has Aquarius energy, Taurus energy, Scorpio energy, some way, shape, or form. If not that, they have fire somewhere. Aries, Sag, or Leo. Probably Leo, to be honest with you. To be honest, it like that more so. And then a lot of times it plays out as squares. So if you a Leo, your parents will be the Scorpio, Taurus, or the Aquarius. Promise you. Never really fails, I'm not gonna lie. Only once me and my mom, right? A little square. Are cool as fuck. Yeah, see, because people don't realize that Aquarius, that's their fall. That's your fall season. Aquarius season. So right now, y'all is in your fall season before you get into the death with Taurus season. So right, the next 3 months is y'all fall. So y'all learning what to let go, what to shed. What happens in the fall season? The leaves fall off the tree. Scorpio, I'm a fall sign. So we help, a lot of times it can help you see what you need to shed a lot of times. You see how it works, esoterically, how we in the mind and how we spiritual natures that help each other spiritually. That's what we're here to do, to ascend. And that's how we ascend beyond the zodiac. It's not about being a Scorpio. It's not about being a Leo and things like that. We have spaces with houses and things like that. You guys are 5th house stars. That's what you guys should look at yourself as. Not even like a Leo, but you're 5th house stars. I'm an 8th house star. So I can see things from a mysterious, depthful perspective. A mystical perspective. I have the ability to see through mysticism, to understand esoteric energy. Leo, you have an understanding of emotion, the depth of expression and personal actions. You're a 5th house star. That's what the 5th house is. If you learn about what the 5th house is, you'll make it make sense compared to what the zodiac sign traits are. That's what you'll see on the internet. And then that's what creates this perception of the signs and all the other bullshit. Go there. Fire without emotion is nothing. Correct. Love me a Taurus. That's how it'll be. Taurus worships Leo. Shit is weird as fuck. He said definitely my dad. See how the Taurus you have? See how the Taurus is your square? But you see, that's how I'm telling you, it never fails, chat. I'm catching up right now. I deal with him on my own time. Yep. My mother's Aquarius. Nobody. See, guys, I'm not lying. This is something that's karmic. Like y'all, this is life. This is the code to life. If y'all understand, y'all will know the code to life. I'm telling you. Your own kids too. Y'all, what? If I tell you about enemy years in Chinese astrology, y'all will not want to have a kid in your enemy year. I'm telling you. This guy said I understand you. From 4 children, none of them. She's weird as fuck. That's the thing. Aquarius. No one understands Aquarius. They're unique. That's like me. I'm Aquarius Pisces rising. See, but I'm more relatable because I'm a Scorpio. I'm a water. I got water. I'm a double water sign. So for me, I know how to connect and relate and things like that. But other people, it can be air signs are cooked. Air signs don't have no sense of relatability, no sense of connection, no sense of I feel what he's saying. No, airheaded. Air. That's it. She said, sister said they do bow down, brother. Yo, mom Leo, dad Virgo. Yep, Stacy's 100%. You're gonna get it from, and that's where you're gonna see what genes. That's what really dictates y'all. You know they talk about genes and stuff like that. In the DNA, that's a whole different conversation. But your genes and things, you'll see who has the strong genes based upon the energetic signatures that you embody. Who had the stronger genes. If you had a blend, they both had strong genes. But a lot of times, you'll see certain influence. And then sometimes if you have multiple kids, the universe will just play out where one kid has your pops, your genes, the next one will have is more the mom's energy. I say just balance. The universe will know. God will know. Stay away from Aquarius, right? So the reason Aquarius can be good for Leo or seems good for Leo is because Aquarius, the fixated air, takes them out of the emotion. So it makes Leo lighter. And that's the thing. If you can know how to get yourself out of emotion, it's amazing. Because you'll see it'll be like, oh, this is so dope. That guy, I'm not stressed. They bring me my peace and things like that. Until they start playing mind games with your ass. Libras are born to cheat. These motherfuckers, I tell you. Ruled by Venus and their cardinal signs. Remember that cardinal signs are the initiators. So if they're going to do it, remember all cardinal signs are the initiators. If they're going to cheat, it's going to be done by the initiators. Although we can embody these energies and initiate our own good or bad situations, a lot of times the cardinal signs will do it by themselves without even being aware. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. They would just initiate shit without even knowing how I started that. Leo, both my parents are Scorpios. Right. See, and that's another relationship that can go together. Double Scorpio. Only so many signs can go together because it creates a conjunction. But Scorpio, because of the depth and the layers that they're always going through in transformation, they can support each other. So like, there's certain times where Scorpio will seem different than how he was yesterday because he's just going through a different mood. But that can be supported because they have a deep level of depth. They understand both of themselves really deeply. So when it comes to space and passion, sex, all that, they understand. It's not too hot to where Leo is like fire, so too much of that is like too much expression. But Pluto can cool down sometimes while Mars can go crazy. Having the two rulers is key when that relationship, because one person can play the masculine, one person can play the feminine, right? That's the whole point. Remember that Mars is masculine, Pluto can be considered feminine. So if you guys know how to play that energy, it can be really good. And a lot of times Scorpios giving birth to a Leo, that's crazy. Like, that's some strong energy right there. Your parents is deep. You want to go, you need any help about shit, you can ask them. Ask your mom, ask your pops, 100%. Hopefully they like higher octave. But is it true if we sleep facing north that we change and vibrate higher frequency? Well, to be honest with you, this would probably depend because this is a form of magic we're talking about now, right? So if we're talking about facing certain ways and things like that, you have to remember that it's not just about facing the way, but why you're facing the way and the reasoning behind it. So remember that everything is witchcraft. I'm not gonna lie to you. As a Scorpio, I'll be dead ass and tell you. See, other readers will lie to you, make you scared and things like that to sell you on things, right? Guys, I deal with my clients in the MBA and business and things like that. This stuff. I'm not here to gatekeep, but you have to just, for example, I would look into where you heard that and then what the representation of North is and what they say the representation of North is for you. Remember that North is, I'm doing mental math, chat. So when you're doing North, right, you have to understand what that represents for you. And that, in terms of North, is a direct correspondence to the element of air. Which is the reason why the East Coast is, the farther you go north, Canada and things like that, it gets colder. It represents the element of air. That can help for you in terms of releasing certain emotion, feeling lighter in the morning. So it's helping you release alchemically, if that makes sense to you. But it's about understanding what it means in the mind and then following that. with belief, right? I can tell you that it is. So, and then everyone's geographical location, that north is going to be different. So you have to figure out the north for you. Don't just like figure out the north for you. That's the best thing I could say. Figure out the north within your location. I know my north within my room. So know your north within your room. I have a few rooms, but and then understand the element of air. What that means. Cool. Cools down. Which sometimes you need to be, that'll help you cool down. You can go to sleep faster. And that's technically considered a higher vibration based upon, or a higher frequency based upon a faster vibration. You're able to go, which in turn lowers the frequency and you're able to rest faster. So that technically is the right thing. But it's not as that vague, it's just finding the north within your location. Only Xavier, you said your son is a Pisces. What's his dad? And does his dad have any water placements? This is a study that I'm doing personally. Maybe eventually I'll write a book about parents and karmic ties. I don't know if anyone, I don't think any books, well, maybe, I'm sure there's probably some, but like I have a lot. And I never seen anything that says child, kid, parent studies and grandparents and stuff like that, and how the lineage and how the tree and lineage, how it plays out. So maybe that'll be one of mine in the back end. So if his dad has any water placements, that'll likely be why your son is a Pisces. Let's start Libra Hate Club. No, we're not doing it. We do have a Leo group chat though. If y'all want to be in a Certified Lions, just send me a DM, say Certified Lion. And then everyone in there, I make sure it's in our Patreon. That's important. Y'all can join Patreon as a free member too. Whatever the case may be. Any support's appreciated. And then you, Xavier, I know you're probably a Leo sun. What's your moon sign and what's your rising sign? Water. And do you have any mutable water? So Pisces, I would say Pisces. And then the only way it would come from maybe square, like Virgo. If you have Virgo energy, I can see how your sun can be a Pisces. Because Leos often have Virgo energy. And that mutable is what creates the next in their line. So I'm interested to see. I'm reading this chat. I'm getting down at the bottom real quick. So right about aquariums. I appreciate you, Stacy's. Natural color therapy? No, it's nice. I wonder what you do for work. It looks like your name looks interesting. You love my herbs and stuff like that. What about Leo and Gemini relationships? Nice. My dad is a Gemini. My mom's a Leo. How did that play out? Well, they gave birth to me. But they didn't last. I'm like, they're not together. Yeah, see, their beauty can do that. Libras often have the charm of Venus. Same with Taurus. So they're going to have the charm of beauty. But beauty can be deceiving. Which is why Venus is also a representation in tarot as the Lover's card and things like that. It can be deceptive. Which is why Venus is also depicted as the devil. Morning star and things like that. Y'all ever heard of that? And that's why. Because they'll blind you. It's the light before the sun. Who are you? Y'all are the sun. So y'all ain't sitting right with that. I mean, how you shining before me, bitch? And it's not even real shine. They was following the star back in the day. Oh, that's the sun. Nah, it was Venus. It was actually funny. But you see, Leo, fixed fire, fixed emotion. So when they're in love, they don't really need to go elsewhere. See, Gemini? So, mutable air. So when it comes to that, they're mutable. They bounce back and forth. Remember, starting something and finishing it doesn't exist. I'm joking. I can't even say that. That sounds bad. It sounds like I'm dissing Geminis. I'm not. I actually have like my partner that works with us is a Gemini. Shout out to him. But he got Scorpio energy too, so he understands the depth. Astrologer, so we know. And but the people who don't, like, pleasure. They deal with third house energy, which deals with the joining of energies. What does that mean? Oftentimes, 1 + 2 = 3. So oftentimes that can mean sex. It can mean interpersonal connections and things like that. Oftentimes mixing and mingling. They'll put themselves in spaces, in rooms, and forms of communication. That may just lead to them stumbling up in some pussy or some dick. You know what I'm saying? And that can happen. And they gonna be like, oh, I didn't mean to. Conversation led one thing to the next, and no, that can happen. And then Leo being fixated fire, y'all gonna be like, man, this person too. You may think it's fun in the beginning because y'all fixated and it's like creates excitement for you. But in the long term, it may not be the best situation. But y'all have to both be spiritual. I'm not gonna say that because I don't want to like ruin relationships. But y'all have to be spiritually. Y'all both should be spiritually aware to understand where your strengths are and where you're not. For you, Leo, depending on when you're born and which higher, lower octave, what decan you are. If you're like early July and things like that, more mid-August later. You have more maturity if you're later August and things like that, later August, more maturity to understand your emotion, to express yourself in a healthier mannerism. So when it comes to you, emotional expression and talking, that's very good. And a Gemini likes to talk, so a Gemini can feel like it can uplift you and release your emotion. Heavy baggage and heavy emotion and things like that. It feels like it's lighter for you, which can be good. Just make sure to see if he's taking it seriously. Geminis can just talk to talk or listen to look like they're listening, but if they're not actually consciously listening, that can go one ear out the other, and that's extremely important. Mama Liz, that's funny. So you're a Leo, both your parents were a Scorpio, and then you almost were married to a Scorpio. So that's funny. So like parent, see, yeah, but it's just like your parent and your parent signature. You know what I mean? You're used to seeing a lot of that Scorpio energy. So when you're around it, it's more comfortable for you. It's like you even being here. I'm a Scorpio sun, I'm a Scorpio moon. It's something that you're used to going deeper and having, and your parents being deep about extra shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I am. I be making, looking things from different perspectives. That's how it is. So you're more comfortable with that. So you're gonna be used to that. So when that comes to you, you're gonna gravitate to it. But you have to understand if it's good for you or if it's not. If this is something that's gonna be growthful or if it's not. It's gonna be toxic because not all Scorpios are gonna be a representation of your parents. See what I'm trying to say? They're gonna show other traits and stuff like that. MDH, yeah, you have some beef with some air signs. I don't know who got at you, gang. I don't know. You have some beef with some air signs. Leo endures and Scorpio endures. Yes, get along. Right. Savage. Yes, 88. Exactly. They do 100%. I feel like their early Scorpios and early Leos can get along. However, they do not get along with full Leo enders and full Leo Scorpio, or full Scorpio enders. Yep. That's usually what it is, you know what I mean? It's all about personal progress. Always remember that, chat. We all spirits in a body and figuring out our own things and based upon our own progress. I've met good people of all signs. I've met terrible people of all signs. It's just where you're at as a person to be able to see things from a biased perspective. Although you'll always have biased perspective based upon your experience, but that's what's important not to do as a reader, as an astrologer, as someone who does this regularly. Our Pisces cheaters with the Leos. I can't really say that necessarily. Can't say too much, but in terms of Gemini, for sure. We know that. Don't let one side dictate everything. I'm saying it's just a one bad representation of something. One badass apple out of the bunch, right? Are Pisces even real? Never seen a Pisces moon in my life. Well, that's the thing. They're the 12th house. Mystical. They're not meant to be seen. It's a subconscious. It's like me. So I have a Aquarius Pisces rising. So a lot of times I sadly, but with a Leo North node, so it's annoying because a lot of times I don't want to be seen. But I have a Leo North node. I have to be seen. I have to be a representation of something. So for me, a lot of times I don't even want to be up here doing this. I'd rather do this with my clients and just be one-on-one and just not have to be here and have people look at me and things like that and stuff like that. But I know for myself, you got to do it to grow. You got to do certain things to let people know. You can't just sit within yourself and be all Piscean in your own imagination and shit like that and think that's going to manifest. No, that is manifestation, but nothing's going to materialize from that. The ability to put your mind and the ability to put your spirit in a different space is what creates new ideas for your mind. And that's manifesting, because the mind is a magical tool. Don't get confused between manifestation and materializing, because it's the action of that idea that leads to the materialization, but they're two different things. First, you have to put yourself in a space to receive new ideas and new thoughts. Real baller, appreciate you tapping in. Of course, pressure. That's Capricorn. Let's see. I love gold. My brie. Goat's fire. They cook that up. We West Indian in Jamaica, we be in Grenada, be cooking up the goat, some curry goat, be slapping. So we use that Jamaican curry, season it up every now and then. Shoo. Anyways, chat. Shavia said, I'm having a Virgo baby this year. W baby dad is a Capricorn. Oh, your baby dad is a Capricorn. Shavia, you're a Leo. What's your rising? What's your moon sign? And then your baby dad has earth energy, which is prominent for your daughter. So I'm curious if you know your baby dad's rising and moon, although you may not. But if you find that out, you'll come to the conclusion that I was probably right. Damn, it was right again. There has to be some, see the earth, either you have mutable, I don't know, was you that said Pisces that you had in your chart, but either you have mutable in your rising or moon, and that's what ushered into your child as a Virgo. And I'm sure she probably has one of your big three placements in her big three. I promise you. My first baby dad is a Cap, second is a Taurus. So you definitely gravitate to earth energy, that seems. Which makes sense why you're damn. Maybe through giving birth to a Virgo. So the earth energy, he's going to be strong on his side. Unless you have mutable in your big three as well, in your moon or rising somewhere, like Sag or Pisces, then it also, I can see why. Leo Gemini works for sure. Pinky, what's up? Taurus is better than a Capricorn, Floor says. Taurus are real weak-minded. Like, if I see higher octave Tauruses, man, chat. Don't get me started. It's actually good. A higher octave Taurus is actually good. They can think. Remember, they're opposite Scorpio. So if they have their mind right, like you said, MDH, they're weak-minded because they're earth signs. They're logical. Just like what? Y'all are fire signs. What does that mean? Emotional. So what can you be? Weak emotionally. You see what I'm trying to say? So for Taurus, their struggle is weak mentally. because they're the earth sign. They're the lot. They're the yin to the yang. The yang is the yang. They're the yin to the yang, and that's the left brain compared to right brain, which is the feelers. The left brain is the logic, and they're the yin to that. So they have to go internal to think always. They're always going inside to think and being practical. So their mind is, there's always putting pressure on themselves in their mind, like they're doing the right thing. Can they think, is this thing right for them, and things like that. Leo's not doing that. Leo's straight acting. Leo's crashing out. So you have to remember, everyone has a gift and a curse for themselves, right? Same with Scorpio. So that's why Scorpio will crash out, because it's Mars and Pluto. It's emotional. They can think about their crash outs. Pluto. That's the difference, right? And then they can justify like that. So it's important. You gotta watch that. Yes, it's true. My sister's a Scorpio. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys as friends, y'all know because it's gonna be your square. So it's your fall. So a lot of times it's always iffy for you guys because it's your fall season. So you're either like, I don't know if I fuck with this person. Is this person even good for me? You're always thinking about that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it plays out like the seasons. In fall, what do you want to do with someone who you're going to let go? You know what I'm saying? So you're probably looking at them like, oh, see, I'm not, that's why we can't be friends for too long. That's your thought trap process around Taurus. And then Taurus is probably looking at you like Taurus is their spring. And then Leo is their summer. So they come around you, they come around you like, yo, Leo, I'm saying. And then you're looking at them, yo, I don't know about this person. Which is why even MDH, he said Taurus worship Leo. No, they don't. But that's how it works. It's the seasons. And that's how the seasons work. Shabia, you have the same birthday as my mother. Claudie said Taurus are selfish and it's only about themselves. Oh, that's actually so funny, chat. That's actually so funny. Capricorns are egocentric, selfish. Taurus too. But that's the earth. You're gonna see that from Capricorn for sure with the egocentrics. You can get like that with Taurus because the earth signs don't fuck around. The earth signs don't fuck around. Taurus will be a nonchalant rich nigga. Capricorn, and then Taurus knows their position. Taurus knows their place and what they have in terms of material, and you know what I mean. So that's why that ego comes out. And then Capricorn, they all about status and upholding and acting right and discipline. So they just be straight faced. They don't want to hear no bullshit. They don't want to hear no extra long talk. They don't want to hear no astrology. They don't want to hear nothing. They trying to get to the bag. How can they get to the bag? What else is working for them that can get to the bag? That's it. If the numbers don't help them get to the bag, they don't want to hear it. Taurus probably too, because opposite Scorpio. So unless it's a higher octave Scorpio that actually sees the influence and understands logically about the numbers and why it's important, they won't listen to it. They'll be more scared and closed off to it. They'll always be intrigued by it because it's their opposite energy, but they won't really indulge in it. And then Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus deals with pleasures. One sec, chat. Come on, where are you at? See if it's here. It should be here unless I moved it. I'm gonna go through this quick. I don't want to have to look through this. I moved it. It's in the binder though. I know I probably put it in there. So I was gonna say, fuck, I hate that I can't find that thing. Of course, because they're ruled by Venus. So a lot of times, pleasures, and that Venus deals with sex. It deals with feeling, anything that deals with feeling good, drinking, partying, going out, spending money, indulging, all that shit. But a higher octave Taurus, they gonna know. They're gonna have the same, that's why it's a trine. They're gonna have that same status and same representation as a Capricorn. They're gonna be like, bitch, I work for this, I got it, I deserve it. What do you mean? That's how they look at it. I work for it. And Tauruses do work, don't get me wrong. That's why they selfish, because they put in work. A lot of times they'll stick to some bullshit longer than any other sign and then materialize out of that and be like, see, I did it. I endured it. Scorpio, on the other hand, be like, I ain't putting myself in this shit ass space. I'm getting out of here. See, because it's like Scorpio looking at the energy. Taurus is looking at the money and the stability. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's the opposite. Polarity. Say KD, what's up? MDHW, appreciate you, bro. Right. So then that's the thing, Floor. So they can look at it like the manifestation, like the material, right? It's not like the manifestation, because a lot of times it's hard for a Taurus to change spaces and stuff because they're fixed. They're very stubborn. But they are good at materializing things. But it's not, like you said, it's not about the material, which is why they need to get into their opposite energy, the Scorpio, to understand the purpose, the depths of the material, why you're doing it. Some of that Jupiterian energy, right? The meaning and reasoning and the depth and what you're actually doing it for. That's the difference. A Scorpio won't endure the same bullshit in the job that a Taurus will endure for the sake of the money. You see what I'm trying to say? The Scorpio will go broke for the sake of the energy compared to the Taurus will get depleted in actual real life for the sake of the money. That's the difference. As I said that, see, the Tauruses don't want me to speak on the energy. Yo! Let me reset this real quick. Shabia, you said I don't read all that love talk. From who? Leo and Sag, best combo. Claudia. Mutable is good for, the mutable can be good, Claudia. And if you guys want to look like, I have this thing right here. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. I think it's this one here. All these things I'm trying to pull up real quick and it's taking long as hell, bro. I don't like this. I don't need to pull up references. So I be doing shit off top and I study in the back end. Cause I just do all these references and shit. Sometimes it's good to have paperwork, but like I be channeling shit. I'm an intuitive astrologer. You know what I'm saying, this is I be studying behind the scenes and reading behind the scenes and then coming up here and then it just be flowing. But I don't even think it's in this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Did I move it over here? Nah, cause I have like a little compatibility thing I'll show y'all if I can find it though in this bitch. But right here, it's cause this is the end of this thing right here. We'll be 2 hours in. I don't want no girl. What happened, Shabby? What you don't want no? What, you want a son? You want a Sag? When they love, they are Flora. When they're in love, they're loyal because you know that Venus is. They'll go hard for you. That's what I like. That's what it is. That Venus will go hard for you if they are in love for sure. Good. They are. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Flora. If the higher octave Taurus are actually smart. If they know how to actually are, they're very strategic. That's why when I see lower octave Tauruses trying to play games and shit, I'm like, you playing the wrong game over here. Because I know you acting stupid. Or you just stupid and don't know your energy. But I ain't going to waste that time because you being a Taurus, you should know better. Love that. Good. Yeah, see, for my Leos, that's the most important thing to do. Think before you crash because y'all going to be emotional. So you have to learn to tap into your logic, especially if you're a girl. If you're a woman out there, see, you're even more emotional naturally. So you're in your natures. So when you get triggered, like anyone with a fire moon sign, you're gonna be more emotional as a woman. So when shit hits, you have to learn to be like, fuck, let me not crash out as I always do. Let me take my time a little bit right now. Girl said hi from Turkey. That wants too much attention, time. Yeah, I feel you. Gap is an interesting energy. No, MDH, exactly, because bro, like that. That's what it is for sure. Remember, they're opposite Scorpio. They can get like that. Chill, what? And you don't know Venus, dealing with Venus is even scarier than dealing with Mars and Pluto. Because Mars and Pluto, as a Scorpio, will just come at your ass and you don't know exactly what you're going to make sure you like. If you don't play like Venus, though, is deceptive. Venus will act like your friend, will befriend you, will come in your space. Venus is very, remember, it's opposite Scorpio. So Scorpio will be like, yo, I'm not wasting my time being mystical with you. When a Taurus don't like you, Venus will be mystical in their dark ways. And they'll get in, that's when they go into their Scorpio energy. And they start being very sneaky, very mystical, very behind closed doors. And that gets dangerous. But I mean, not expose all my signs. My sun and Mercury is Leo, Moon in Pisces. Oh, nice. Mama, I love that. Moon in Pisces. And your parents were Scorpios? See, that's why you gravitated to the Scorpio. See? If I knew you, I'd probably gravitate to you too. But that's just what it is. Like, the Pisces moon is, it like, as a Scorpio, I can already know, yep, that's a good energy that I would like to be around. But if that just, people are people, that's it. People have natures. Capricorns are good only when they want something. They are cheaters, Taurus don't. I think the fixation of Taurus is more loyal than the initiation of Capricorn. Cardinals, Aries, Capricorn, Libra. Who am I forgetting, chat? I'm forgetting, what's the air cardinal? No, Libra. Who am I forgetting? Water. Cancer. There you go. I always see Cancer psychic. They hide in. Cancer's always hiding somewhere. Why Cancer's always hiding, I swear. Some way, shape, or form. But the initiators, they will cheat. It's like Cancer, they'll do it if they feel hurt. Or if they're not emotionally attached, they'll cheat. Aries will do it out of anger. Capricorn, if you're not serving him in the right mannerisms, he probably will. If you're not upholding what he's doing, he probably will. Like, there's certain traits. And then there was one more. Who else was the other one? Libra? They're air, so they might just do it. Like, I don't know. We'll think about it, an idea. They'll have a conversation, and that conversation will lead to the sheets. Because it's air. I'm not even dissing Leos, it's just facts. Libras. Scorpio and I just broke up because I wanted better for him. And then started an argument, and now he's not responding. Wait, because you wanted better for him? Hold on, CO7. This is really interesting. It's funny because I always like to hear these because I'm a Scorpio myself. So you wanted better for him. That's crazy. Why did he probably doesn't understand his damn self. That's the thing with Scorpio. They're so deep. We're so deep, chat, that we will spiral in our emotions. What should we do if they don't know themselves? They don't know how to feel about it. The fact that you want better for him, that he can be too subconsciously addicted to suffering. And let me explain that. You could want better, and that could be fearful for him. To grow and be better in a relationship is scary to most people. Just in general, I'm just going to talk to you real one-on-one, right, real quick. So for you to see that it's actually good for him and you could be good for him, that's amazing. Don't think that you're doing something wrong. You're doing something great. Your ability to recognize something and say, bro, I may be affecting you. I'm sorry. Let's figure out what that is, or let me focus on me. And that's genuinely you saying, I need to focus on me and that I need to prioritize that. That's an important thing to do. And if he can't recognize that, then he doesn't really want a good relationship. Even if he says he does, he's subconsciously addicted to having something bad in his life. So even though you tell him you want better for him, he may be self-sabotaging. Oh, she's just saying that as an excuse to leave me. Oh, she's just saying that because she found another man. So it just depends on how true are you to him. How much is the trust there? You know what I'm trying to say? That's the best thing I can say to you. I'm just tired from life. I gotta work out after this. My day is not done, brother. I'm telling you, my day is not done, brother, for sure. Another boy, yes, no girl. I'm in the studio soon time. Floor, real shit. You see, the Pisces can because they're mutable. You see, mutable signs and cardinal signs are often the ones to be doing this because they lack fixated nature. So they lack sticking in things. Remember that fixated is a nature. So they can't stay in one thing for a long period of time. Only fixated signs can do that. Only fixated signs endure things for certain periods of time for long. Especially if it's your sun and moon, right? If you have mutable in your moon and your sun, or especially your moon, oh my goodness, it's going to be hard. You may want to, but the cardinal and the moon, it may stop you. Because you're going to want to go from one thing to another. And then the Leo, the fixated sun, will be like, well, how can I go from one thing to another if I have this? And then now you're going to question yourself. It's going to be sneaky. It's not going to be nice. I've got to read the energy, for sure. Mob, appreciate you. Leo gang, W tapping in. Leo and Libra, W. Cryberries at the finest cancers. Don't kill me. Really want Libras to be outmatched, but for some. Well, the thing is to just not get emotional when it comes to, but at the end of the day, when you're dealing with relationships, of course, you're investing in emotion. So it's just something that you have to consider, right? And you have to remember that Libra is going to be level-headed. They're air signs. So you can't expect, especially if they have see, Libras are cool, but a water sign moon or a fire moon would help because it would make them more interpersonal, understand what they do and their effect on others. It's the air that takes them, that allows them to be a little bit less emotional. So the conversation triggers them emotionally to be intellectual and things like that because that's what stimulates them, their mind. Converse air, like traits, right? I have a Scorpio, baby moms. Appreciate you. Let me see. That's a no-no. Get out while you can. Yeah, mob. Yo, Hundo, I hear you, brother. That's for shit show. To be honest, and that goes for all Scorpios, chat. That goes for all Scorpios, right? And a lot of people. Like, this will play out in your life, too, in the area of life that you have Scorpio in your natal chart. Probably be fighting for power and control in that area, and you can, like, that's one area you need power and control over, right? So that's kind of how it plays out. You either, for example, that's how it plays out. Because remember, Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, so it deals with power and control. If they lack power and control over themselves and their own actions, then they'll try to control others. That's how it plays out. Pluto's important. I gotta remember they're ruled by Pluto and Mars. And if they can't control you and they can't control themselves, that's gonna lead to Mars. They're gonna get angry because they feel like they lack control in their life. If you can help them and aid them and be like, you need to get control over here and not over me, then that can help them. But that's the best way to help a Scorpio as a Leo, I would tell you. That's doing the wrong things towards you. I would just tell them that. Bro, you need to find control in your life where you are lacking. You don't come at me. That's where Leo needs to express, not just crash out sometimes. Because the Scorpio is going through so much internally, you don't even know. That's the whole point. The depth that they're going through, you wouldn't know. And it's hard for them to articulate that. So if you know that, then you can meet them where they're at and say what's going on. But that's, even if you wanted to, you would not have to do that, right? Depends on the level of connection. I don't like Pisces, not at all. I just hate cheaters ones. Of course, I know you don't like the cheating energy for sure, right? Mutability does that, and Pisces, most water connection, dreamland fantasy and things like that. It likes the idea of creating its own fantasy, and sometimes new people is more of a fantasy than the person you're with for how many years and things like that. And that's just how they see it in their mind. You have to put yourself in the shoes, which I know is hard for a lot of people, but that's my ability that I've always had. That's why I do this. Because it's interesting how it plays out. I appreciate you, Gigi. It's kind of, you see, everyone has their own cloud, and it's invisible. But you can poke your head through the cloud, spiritually speaking, esoterically. And when you poke your head through the cloud, imagine the zodiac, right? This is a gift that I had since a kid. I've been doing, I'm not going to say my age on here, but I'm young enough, but old enough as well. So this right here, every constellation you see, every animal, right? It's a good book if you guys are interested in it. But every zodiac, right? So this is like me in the center. You're the center. You have all these energies within your chart. So within you. So I've always had the ability to call on each of these energies, and it opens the door for me to poke my head through. So imagine the Taurus. I can call on it and it'll say, look, and it'll show me what it's going through as a cloud, as a collective. And I can poke my head and see what Taurus is going through at that time, which is what allows me to do a reading specifically to each sign. And that's interesting. Everyone's going through a different thing, and everyone experiences a different thing. I can pick up collectively for each sign where they'll have troubles, where they'll feel sicknesses within the body, and things like that as well. I picked up a few illnesses from people within readings and clients and stuff like that, from that they've had from 10 plus years, and they come to a reading with me, and I'm picking up their illness that they had from years ago. So it's a very interesting thing, and it is a real thing. They're not going to teach you it. Look into the gateway tapes, chat, and see what the CIA, I'm not going to say too much, but see what the 3-letter agencies studied to get to be where we're at today. This information is out there, and it is very possible. Remote viewing and things like that with the mind. You're a lot more powerful than you may think. Like I said, where I am. But well, it's crazy because my first stream ended out of nowhere. I had the first stream that we were on, and it just shut down for no reason. Luckily, YouTube and Rumble's still been up, and that's what's been going on, but it shut down a long time ago. I'm actually going to, let me see, I'm going to pull this confirmation card for this reading real quick. 4 of Wands. We have another King of Diamonds. You and Sag got this. You and Sag got this. Giving grand support. What are you giving grand support to, though? I think this is like, oh my goodness. He's the more Earth, King of Diamonds. Giving grand support. This is to your foundation, chat. There is some form of stability that you want here from my Leo. The rest of Aquarius season and this full moon is really you focusing on not just your money, but a healthy foundation. So your mental, I'm hearing mind. Your mind has been running, but it's time for that to be at ease. It's causing you to fucking, mind my French, like not think logically. It's throwing you off. And it's creating mental fog. So you have to, it's time for you to show up for yourself. Where can you give yourself grand support? Where can you plant some seeds and harvest some investments? Focus on your foundation, focus on your family. Where can you do things that can set you up for the long run, physically, right? And mentally in terms of practical thinking and ways of moving forward. That's the last thing I'm gonna have for you. Watch the ears, hope it's not too loud. Closing out chat. Was a good reading though. Shout out to the youthful fam. Y'all been up to 2 hours in this bitch. Full stream's been going crazy. I'm not gonna lie, full stream's been going crazy. Alright, we got some free time. We have 8 minutes. We're about to be 2 a.m. on the East Coast. His birthday. We could do some numerology stuff. Let me see. Look at our time. I'm on a time crunch. Oh, cut a bitch. That's a Leo. Yep, for sure. You have to watch out. GG. I love it. Chat. The full moon is right now. Y'all are all illuminated. Everything is happening in your sign right now. Everything. The chat is active. People are active. Energy is high. Let's just be mindful. Take it easy. Maintain the peace. Leo readings for today for Nas. Watch for the replay. And I'm going to have this video posted on our backup channel, Awoken Minds, edited. So it's going to have the edited version. So you're going to have the reading, no wait times and things like that. So you can watch it cut version on Awoken Minds on YouTube. We'll be sending this reading out starting maybe for the weekend. You know what I mean? Waiting for the weekend. We have some automations coming through, so this reading will be sent out. The edited version will be sent out over the next couple of days for everyone who missed it. That way, when you guys watch the replay here, and then those who are on YouTube, Rumble, you guys don't have to sit here for the whole 2-hour replay and things like that. I will edit it, post it, and then put timestamps for you guys. And then after, I'm going to do a card pull for homegirl Gigi right here. And y'all, we can do some birthday requests. You know what I'm trying to say? Doing good. We're going to do, give me one. I'm going to pull I'm going to do something for you real quick. And then moving forward, what's your big 3? Leo, Gigi, what's your rising? Oh, you have to tell me out here. Don't tell me in the chat, though. Curious your rising sign and your moon sign. But yeah, I'm going to pull a little past, present, future. Full moon already playing out. Awoken Minds, Nazca, Awoken Minds. So it's just with an S at the end of the D, and it'll go right there. I'll type it in the chat for you, just so you know what it looks like. Awoken Minds, and it's a smaller channel. My main channel is MC333. So MC333 is the main channel. If you go to the main channel, you'll see both of the channels that we use, Starwalker TV and Awoken Minds for both what we do. Let's tap in. Energy's high. It's midnight. As the hours go by, chat, gonna get more and more heightened. We've seen it. Just the fact that our live shut down, that was an over amount of energy. I was live for 20 minutes and it shut down. We've been here for 2 hours. Why is it still going? We have nothing. You know what I mean? No reason besides energy, right? So let's stay focused. Let's maintain the energy because it's gonna come strong. It's gonna come through strong. Yep, Awoken Minds, and we'll post the edited version up on Awoken Minds. So that's what we'll be doing with these readings. We're gonna be posting the Sagittarius reading over there. Oh, that's crazy. We did the Sagittarius reading earlier, Gigi. You should we post that. Go to the channel as well, Awoken Minds, and tap into that because we actually that may give you some insights towards the situation because we actually read for Sag entirely. This is how it plays out, chat. Just give me to mention it. Gold. We're gonna do a little past, present, future. I appreciate you, mama. We try to come with a good energy, you know, that's the thing. Full moon scenarios are gonna play out in many different ways for all of us, chat. And sometimes we even see it playing out within our own communities and things like that. But this is where we gotta support. This is where we gotta be respectful to the community and things like that, and other people within the group, right? Within the reading and things like that. It's important because it's not about just what you're going through, but what others are going through as well. And that's kind of a hard pill to swallow, I know, especially with Leo, because guys, Leo is the 5th house and it deals with individuality. So I know sometimes you can feel like people may be taking away from you and things like that, but don't supporting someone else is not going to deplete you. You're not going to dim or deplete your flame and things like that when people need support. Let's get it. We're going to need that. We're going to pull a passer in the future for Gigi here. Just look at the situation a little bit. And we're going to see what the outcome of this is looking like here. Some advice that I can maybe give. For the sake of this, for the next few minutes. Yeah, for sure. Abuse isn't, domestic violence isn't something to take lightly. I shouldn't even be saying certain things, chat. Algorithm be flagging certain words. I gotta be mindful. Gotta be mindful. Luckily, we're on Rumble. YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube family. We're cutting the YouTube stream. Rumble. We're going Rumble exclusive. So if you guys are watching, come over to Rumble. I'm gonna drop the link inside the Rumble before I pull these next few cards. Appreciate you guys bearing with me. Give me a second to grab you the Rumble link, chat, for my YouTube fam. Go head over to Rumble. I will be remaining on Instagram for a little bit. I'm getting off of YouTube. Chat, we're dropping the link in the chat. Make sure you guys head over. Cool. Alright, Rumble exclusive, chat. I think it's time to make the transition. Just right, appreciate you tapping in. Healing. Healing is important. So this is what we're going to do. This is an important... I like to call these emergency readings, chat. Although emergencies are 9-carders, you need to pull a quick past, present, future for the situation here. There's a lot of relationship, Ace of Swords, 8 of Wands. There's a lot under King of Wands backwards, Ace of Swords. Gigi, I'm gonna talk to you one-on-one. No one's in the chat. Fucking cards coming out like crazy right now. The Chariot, moving towards your success. King of Wands coming out backwards. There's been some false actions that have repositioning. You're reconsidering this position. You're like, you know what? Fuck this. If something's going down, obviously, it's clearly something that's not working. It's funny because the Judgment card came out as the second card. It's now or never. It is time to make the switch. You have to do something right now. Don't waste any time. And this is, because this is in the present, this is happening right now. This right here has something to do, 4 of Pentacles, some sort of foundation or shaking up. It could have something to do with money, stability, or some sort of resources that someone got aggressive over. But this from the past. The 4 of Pentacles. There's some sort of greed or personal possession. So either someone possessive over you or over your energy in some way, shape, or form. And it's like a cage. It's keeping you fragmented. With this Chariot, you need to move towards success. And it's something you need to do right now. We see in the Ace of Wands wanted to show itself a little bit. And I want to touch on the Ace of Wands because if there's certain actions that need to be done or need to be initiated, that's the action that needs to be initiated. So there's something that's been sitting or waiting to get done or waiting to get move forward. But you didn't... There was a wait, or you know what that is, but it's like it can't get done. You can't move the way you move right now, or you can't move the way you need to move right now, based upon a possible restriction. That's obstacle to overcome. Something successful though with the Chariot card here, the Cancerian energy. Something successful is on the way. Is waiting for you though. See the Empress. At least you're okay. The Empress. This is slowing down your ability to express yourself, your ability to create. If you guys have kids. If there's any kids or children involved, I apologize if this is triggering. If there's any kids or children involved, this could be why it seems like a hard situation to leave or separate from. It seems like that's the obstacle. But you know what you want for yourself and in your surroundings. That's the best breakdown I'm going to give right now in terms of personal readings. Let me check the chat. Floor, I appreciate you. Shavia. Beautiful. So I had to break that down a little bit. Guys, appreciate the chat helping out. Yeah, real shit. She said nightmare to me. She's not in a good state right now, chat. She's not in the best state. Like, y'all have to be mindful with her too. Of course, people gotta meet people where they're at, but you know, try to be respectful. Yeah, some chai tea. That was smack. Just telling you. But then I think that's the best and most I'm going to right now in terms of personal readings. I'll pull one from our. I want to pull a healing card for you. That's specifically what I want to do. This is not something that I do, and this is not something that I do. But let's figure out how to move forward from this, because moving forward is what's important. It's not about dwelling on this situation. This is something that was not good for you. This is something you should and want to move forward from in order to get something better coming in. So we're going to be using this right here, my Rumble Family Seed. This is the Chakra Healing Oracle right here. It's going to show us some energies and what need to be looked at to move forward after you come into this realization, which you're in right now. I like to use this deck because it just shows me a little bit of the actual energy that people are embodying right now within the space of their spirit. Complacency. Too much of the same thing for too long. It's ruining your foundation. It's ruining your sacred energy. Root chakra. When things are too bad for too long, it's hard to get out of it. You have to make the change now, which is why the Judgment card appeared. The Judgment card is letting you know this is happening. This is happening. Another thing besides that, right? Libra energy with the Judgment. One comes around. So understand, there was something done to you. You stayed in there for a long time. It was complacent. You realize this is not what you want. It's fucking up your foundation. GG situation. GG situation. See, it's a time of grief. It's a time of grief, and you have to be open. You thought it was something, but it was vanity. Don't be guilty. Important. He held up a facade, and this is your destiny. Don't be tripping. Don't let people trip you out in your mind. Don't let men play mental games because you may be emotional. People want to play mind games. You distance yourself. Separate. We don't have time for mind games. You're playing mind games with the wrong ones. And the energy just showed itself to you really clearly. See? Again, because even right now, it's taking some time to actually pop out, but there's a lot of underlining stories that wants to come through. As we said, as I just showed you right there, it's coming through. Discovery. This complacency led to a self-discovery because this is not a good thing. There's a lot deep down that it's triggering. The root. This was the foundation. That there's been a shake within your foundation to even have you attract and bring in this energy. And I apologize if it's triggering. You want a personal? Just tell me. We'll just DM me. We'll run it through. Give you the live deal. We run it through. And you're gonna have to keep going. Earlier of time lately, but tonight really helped. Good. Feel the change in energy. Good, as you should. That's the whole point. Shift in energy. That means you tapped into a different space spiritually, new levels of awareness now. That's stretching elasticity of your brain, new neurons, all that good stuff, and shit like that. So the best thing to do is not look at the chat. You see what I'm trying to say? Because a lot of things are coming through, and you don't need to be engaging with the chat. You remember, it's the full moon right now. It's going to play out a full moon. Don't play out a full moon scenario with yourselves. All the lines is happening on you right now. What does that mean? Full moon. Moon means emotions. Full means illuminated. Y'all are all being seen right now. Everyone is seeing everyone for everything that they don't need to be doing. You know what I mean? So it's like, we don't need to do that. It's kind of join forces as the full moon is in your sign. And what can you utilize with your energy? The fact that there's 11 people here and we're all on something cohesive, we are literally putting energy into the world. So you have to understand what we're doing even being here in circles and groups like this. So at the end of the day, sometimes it's hard to be receptive, you see? It's hard to be receptive when we're going through a lot, you know what I mean? And then the best thing I can advise you, if you don't want to watch on Instagram, come over to Rumble. Go over to rumble.com, search MC333. You don't have to worry about anyone in the chats and stuff like that. Our chats are doing pretty good. We can moderate the chat over here. Because we just cut the YouTube stream as well. So that card shot out like a fucking workaholic. Who's the one in your life that's working a lot? That puts you in isolation? It's causing harsh communication. And then destiny showing up again. GG. Best thing I can recommend is to DM this page. And I can see what I can do. This is interesting. We have destiny here, showing itself twice. We have someone trying to destiny and where you're meant to go. We have someone trying to possibly play victim based upon some sort of rejection. And you'll know in your life how that's playing out more than me, for sure. And if you do end up leaving the stream, I appreciate your time, appreciate your energy, and I hope the situation ends up being mended for you. It's smooth. You just deal with it as smooth as you can. Understand that the full moon is this Saturday. Be careful going into the weekend. There's going to be a lot of overemphasized energy, and you don't want to go into the weekend and within certain situations with overbearing energy because you're not going to see clearly. I want you, Gigi, to see things clearly, no matter what that means for you, whether that's distancing yourself, calming yourself emotionally. I'm talking to you one-on-one right now. No one else in the chat. Do what you need to do to bring yourself down so when you go into certain situations, you can think logically and you can learn rationalize and things like that. You can understand what decision you need to make. You can think clearly. Whatever this person is doing, you don't want them affecting you to allow you to not think clearer than you're not already are. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's the best thing I can tell you, because you don't want control your energy, and other people can control you less. Other people will have less influence on you, and you don't need to be around him like that. So that's the best thing I can say, that distance. This red energy, the complacency and the discovery, it's in your root chakra work. Communication is important. How you're communicating and who you're communicating with. Because I feel like this root chakra energy is what's going to put you in your fight or flight and not make you trust the person you're communicating with, or have trust. And I get it, because the person that you thought you could trust, you can't right now. And I understand that. So right now, trust is very fragile. I understand. But you have to understand for yourself. And in certain things, may be deep-rooted, right? From the past, other relationships, things like that, right? You are complacent, which lets me know this could have been something that you've endured for some time. Something that you could have seemed used to. Something that you thought was healthy love and things like that. And you're realizing that's not it. You can't do that anymore. Whoever was the workaholic in your life, or if you're the workaholic that's stopping you from communicating, you need to slow down. Pearl, I appreciate you, right? So that's one thing that's extremely important, because if you're working too much, it's like this isolation and the workaholic. You can't be in isolation and workaholic at the same time unless he's the one the workaholic and putting you in isolation, and you feel like things can't be expressed. Now that I made you, she said, "Where's my husband?" Bold. Guys, people have to work on them. Like, people have to go through the internal turmoil and conflict. Okay, for 9 years. Dang, I'm trying to follow and things like that. You know what I'm saying? The world is jealous of Leos like Gigi, right? I was a workaholic. You just collected my money. You see what I'm trying to say? See, so you was the one working and he collected the money is crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. But like, see, that kind of depletes you, because then it puts you in isolation. You're like, what am I working for? You see what I'm trying to say? So it's just things like that you're coming into realization in, because you were just complacent for a little bit of too long. That's all it was. You know what I mean? So God sees it. And understand, we've seen the judgment energy. That deals with karma, what comes around. Faith, belief, and imagination, we spoke on that in this live, is your spiritual superpowers. Without faith, belief, and imagination, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to want more for yourself. You have to believe that what you were in wasn't good, but you deserve better, so you can do better. That's what matters. Don't put yourself through that, G. Because just like how there's powerful pussy that'll kill men, it's the same thing on the other polarity too. Don't do something that's going to deplete you to the point where it's killing you. My man, biz partner, you expect me to hustle up? Bro. So I'm glad it's resonating. I'm glad certain things are resonating for multiple people in the chat, guys. Honestly, it can be playing out for different people, and this is important. You got to see that things can play out differently for different people, and that's important. Good. So Shavia, Hundo. So it's just Hundo. It's not the best, and that's okay. Some people like some. This is what I'm trying. This is what I mean, without even getting super crazy. But some people had just different points, spiritually speaking, as a spirit. You know what I mean? It's just some people have evolved differently in different times and things like that. We go through different things and experience different things at different times. And see, for you, you know that's insane. But see, this is her aha moment for her to realize that's insane, and she gonna know. See, I did that, so now she can give that advice to someone else. Remember that we learn. We all go through things at different times. It doesn't mean you're better than or worse than someone, but other people are going through things. And of course, it's important for other people to be respected at that and not be chaotic in the chat as well, to be reciprocated and reciprocate the energy, because you guys were good to people and things like that, welcoming. Try not to be so harsh, that's all. I can't control what happens in the chat, though. I'm just a reader, guys. That's all. That's one thing. That's one thing, chat. MDH, yo, brother. Rahan said, "I do your worst." I didn't take a break, chat. I gotta go to the washroom. I'm crying. Y'all are killing me right now. Y'all making me really laugh right now. Y'all really making me laugh. All right, but hold on. Y'all really making me laugh. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. But give me 2 seconds. Rumble fam, YouTube. Oh yeah, we're off YouTube. Rumble, we'll be back. Shout out to the Rumble family. I cannot look at the chat. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna go to the washroom. Enjoy this track. Young King, 333, got the crown.
So keeping my peace now. Look, some manifesting better days now. I told little baby, if you ride with me, you stuck with me well. And I don't force my hand with plays. Baby, you wanna live, I tore that contract up right away. Smoking Uchi, not that haze, and we don't be pouring wide. Told little bro, you gon' look stronger if you got the willpower to stop. And I'm the one homie that's gonna motivate to do better. If you don't wanna hear it, I see them fly. If they don't wanna hear it, no need to talk. Keep quiet, sometimes I download with her silence, I self-talk. I feel like I'm crazy, I would too, no need to indict myself. They're smarter than these hoes, why you think they tryna buy me? But I was born a leader, no surprise that y'all look up to me. Angel in hell, stay protected, if it's up, it's all good to me. Kept it calm around you two, don't move like you have something to prove. They may laugh for some attention, but for me, that's not my crew. Please watch what you say, for your words, they twisted and bended. And baby, tryna get to know me, don't answer much questions. I used to bad chicks when I seen a good one, couldn't recognize. Something like what I trauma when I realized I had all of it. I did MJ moon walking on these beats, no, I'm not stalling. I be asking about the energy, said it's the upcoming eclipse. And she know the flow is spirit, I said good, that's okay, don't question it. On the new moon, she opened the legs, she want me plant the seeds in it. Look, still manifesting better days now. I told little baby, if you ride with me, you stuck with me well. And I don't force my hand with plays. Baby, you wanna live, I tore that contract up right away. Smoking Uchi, not that haze, and we don't rock on wild. Tell little bro, you gon' look stronger if you got the willpower to stop. And I'm the one homie that's gonna motivate to do better. If you don't wanna hear it, I seem fly. No, I'm not untouchable, that's why I live by principles. Some niggas that wanna live fast, but for me, I sip my fill. Bro, what I said back in the day, call it my own pace, bro. Shorty's moving crazy, homie said it's all they lace.
Rumble. I just ended my stream on IG, but we good. I want to send out a PSA message to all those people. Need a chat reset right where they belong, and I seen the government pro their minds like a game of chess. Days now, I told her baby, if you ride with me, you stuck with me well. And I don't force my hand with plays. Baby, wanna live, I tore that contract up right away. Smoking OG, not that haze, and we don't be pouring wide. Tell little bro, you gon' look stronger if you got the will. Resets, chat. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't wanna hear it, I didn't hit end on my finger by accident. But guys, big energy. I'm gonna have to check it. I'm gonna have to do a weekend check-in with you guys because we're gonna have to see what's going on and what the energy is looking like over the weekend. Seeing who's crashing out and who's not. Let's see what's up. What's up, chat? GJ, let me know if you hear me. I was gonna say, I wonder if this is no, because I don't hear you yet. But everyone that's joined my live today, I haven't been able to hear them. I'm not sure why. I keep thinking like it's them, but I wonder if it's me because now that I'm here, you should be able to talk and I should be able to hear you, but it's odd that I can't. I can hear your phone though, and you moving your phone and trying to talk, but it's not coming through. So I'm not sure what they're doing on here right now, but I'm not fucking with it. I know I can hear myself coming through you, so I know you can hear me. The fact that you can't hear me is that I can't hear you is insane. I don't know. There's nothing that I can do. Literally crazy. Let me see. Because if I mute myself, now you can't hear me. Now I'm muted. Let's see. And you know what's crazy? I can hear you moving your camera. But even me, I heard my voice right just now on your phone. But when people try to talk, it doesn't come through. I've added 3 people on my lives tonight. And for some reason, I couldn't hear them. And I was asking them, yo, can you hear me? And like, no one was responding, so it's very odd. I'm going to try to get you out and add you back in, and I'll see if that works. Chat, do you guys hear Gigi on your end? Let me know. It's super crazy because I've added y'all that's been here before. I've added that were here on my last live. I've added other people in before as well, and I couldn't hear them. I'm not sure why, but it's not letting you guys talk, which is interesting. Makes me think Instagram is more, what's the word? Let me not even say anything right now, but if you, I heard her. That's crazy. I'm going to try to add you back again here real quick. If I invite you, let's see. End off the night. Let's see if we get a testing 1, 2. It's funny, when you join, I hear like you moving around your phone. That's what's so crazy. Hello, and I'm going to ask the chat if you guys heard her say hello. And if they hear you, there's something that's being blocked right now. No, but I know you can. That's so crazy because I can hear you moving around your phone. I can hear you touching your phone and moving the phone around. But your voice isn't coming through. So there's something specifically being blocked right now. This is absolutely insane, chat. Let's see. Guys, did anyone hear her? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to try to add her again and see if we can, see if third time's a charm. Very interesting. Rumble family, we're doing a breakdown right now. We're doing a live. Maybe it is. That could be why. But oddly enough, everyone else in here as well. Whoever's in this live, send a request. I want to see if your audio works. Let's see if it's just Gigi or not. What's up, MS? Appreciate you. I got you. Because that's very interesting. Oh, let's see. Yes, I am well. We did a reading today. We're going to upload the live for the replay. Gang can watch it. If you guys are looking for the full replay, Awoken Minds on YouTube. Unable to join, it says on your end. I'm going to send one more invite. Why is my... Now, why did that go on? Now it shows who... That's so weird. Okay, here, let's see. Testing. Let's see. No, nothing. Let's see if... Maybe it's blocking your mic if it is that mode. Let's see if we can figure out how to turn that mode off. Right, that might be good. Nothing. I can hear you moving. Like, this is so crazy. You moving your phone and stuff, I can hear it. But no, it should work because other people heard you. Other people can hear you. That's what... They shouldn't even be the child mode. Because other people say they hear you. Chat, let me know if y'all hear Gigi in her speech and talking and things like that. Let me know in the chat. I can hear her. See? That's so crazy. Let y'all hear Gigi talking right now? If she speaks? I'm at the top, she's at the bottom. Let me know if you can hear her. MS says you can't. Let's see if we can figure out how to turn off that mode. Ms. Gazer says nothing as well. 100 Gigi, 100%. Let's see if we can turn that off. Go to settings, tap on screen time, and then turn off screen time. Enter your screen time passcode to confirm the change. Let's see if this works. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play this video. Just listen to it in the back end, and you can try this. You can try this for yourself. So all love. I appreciate you, MS. It means a lot. Let's hear this.
Parental controls on iPhone and iPad. So the first thing you want to do is open up settings and scroll down on this page until you see screen time, and you want to tap on it. Then you want to scroll down to the bottom of this page, and under restrictions, you want to tap on content and privacy restrictions. Now, if this feature is turned on, this is very much going to affect how you can use your iPhone, whether it's using certain apps, downloading certain things, playing multiplayer games, and more. So if I try and change one of these features, for example, turning Safari on or off, it's going to ask me to enter in a screen time passcode. Now, in order to turn off this parental feature, what you want to do is go back to screen time settings, and here you'll see the option just beneath it to change your screen time passcode. So when you select this, you're going to be given two options. You can either change it or turn it off. I'm going to select turn off, and then you're going to have to enter in that passcode. Now, if you've forgotten it, you can tap on Forgot Passcode at the bottom, and it'll bring you through a recovery process. And if you know it, you simply want to enter it in now. So once you've turned off the passcode, if you now go to restrictions, you're able to adjust any of these settings without being prompted to enter in the passcode. And if you want to turn off restrictions fully, simply toggle it off at the top here, and you'll notice you have access to everything now on your iPhone. If this guide was helpful, subscribe, and we'll see you in the...
Okay, Gigi, I hope you heard that. Let me know in the chat. I can replay it again. It's a minute video as well. So if you DM me, I can always send it to you so you can watch it and things like that. The work you do is amazing. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Keep going, keep driving. I'll make sure to send this link in your DM. Watch it, and let me know if it helps. This should work and it should help. I know the situation. I know what you're going through, which is why I prioritize so much compared to other people in the chat. It's because I know people who've directly experienced things like this, and it's why I do what I do. When people are internally screaming for help, I can see it, and I want to show up and support you if I can. However, so I think that's important, and we don't understand enough as men that this actually affects females. It affects the nuclear family. It affects our ability to come together and actually have a healthy family, and I value that extremely. Any guys I see who don't value that, they're throwing. That's the reason why the world is the way it is now, because there's men who don't value the nuclear family, and that's extremely important. So for anyone who wants to make a joke out of it, okay, cool, I get it. We were in the chat, they're going to do what they're going to do. But it's not me, and I know real problems when I see it. So I hope you can find the help and the guidance and things like that. I hope I was some help. Meet your peace. I know you're fierce. I know you're hurt, so you're not going to take bullshit from people. I know. And I hope you guide yourself into a space to where you can alleviate some of the pressure and some of the heat and some of the pain. That way you don't have to hold on and keep fighting. Okay? Because I know you're in a position to where you have to fight right now, and I get it. So keep fighting, but eventually you'll be in a space to where you'll no longer have to put up the fight. So we're going to clear out the room one more time. And chat, this was a great reading. We have the full moon on Saturday. Be mindful, be aware to understand who you are and what you're doing. Let's hope for the best. Faith, belief, and imagination is the best thing that we can have, the best thing that you can do. So hold the faith, and if you really want change, you have to step into that change. If you have to get certain people involved and certain things involved, let it happen, because your suffering is worth more, is worth the world, and you can't let people put you through situations of suffering and you're not getting, no, we're not doing that. It's just going to make you subconsciously addicted to suffering and keep getting yourself into bad, worse scenarios. And eventually, you have no heart. We need a heart. I don't care what guy says, we need a heart for our family. So them keep cooking y'all is not the way we need to keep going up. And it's men who lack awareness who end up having these crazy situations play out for them. So I wish you the best, and I hope the situation plays out in your favor. So good night to you, Gigi. Mama, good night to you. I appreciate all the support from every last one of you. This was a great reading, great day, so energy was high. Let's have a good weekend. Let's go into the weekend strong. Everyone have a good Friday out there, and let's keep pushing forward. Good night to all. Much love from the bottom. You already know. Simc333. Back at it again. Good night. Chat, we out this bitch. Rumble, YouTube, Rumble fam. Y'all been rocking with us for so long, man. Let's keep going. We keep killing it until another day. We out of here. Let's get it.
Baby tryna get down, said she fly, but I'm not that guy. And we ride to plane 6th dimension, that's why we caught another flight. We put all this sauce in the game, I know it's hard for them to not fight it. And I told baby you gotta feel it through in order to get through, don't fight it. If you was aware where to find your purpose, let go in diamonds. Talking crazy around me, mad at me.